This is a production of SDPB.
Touchdown! This is for a state championship. Oh, drug kick, and it's good!
There's going to be some highlights coming off of this.
The short-range jumper.
Edging out in lane 4, the top seed.
This South Dakota High School State Championship event is conducted under the direction of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside First Bank and Trust Arena in Brookings on the campus of South Dakota State University. I'm Brad DeBeer alongside Lisa Bahi. Championship Saturday night in Brookings tonight. We're beating the weather. Sounds like there's snow somewhere, but it ain't here yet, so knock on wood, let's hope it stays away. At least we've had a great day of hoops. We had a great 2.5 days of hoops. Let's talk a little bit about this first matchup. Your thoughts on Parkston versus Corsica Stickney in this third place game.
Well, you know, both these teams have played some really hard-fought games throughout the course. We were talking earlier, there's only been, I think, 2 games that were over double digits. So they've had some close battles. Yeah, I think the atmosphere is really electric in here. We got a great crowd for all 4 teams.
You saw the scores from earlier today up there where Bennett County defeated Lyman 58-47 for the Consolation Championship, and then of course Centerville over Coleman Egan 53-47. There's how these 2 teams got to this point in the tournament alone. And we'll have Ethan and Harding County coming up a little bit later on for our state championship of Class B. Let's meet the 2 teams involved in this matchup. Start with the Trojans of Parkston as you see them warming up there on the far end on your screen. We'll talk a little bit more about those unis that they're wearing tonight coming up. As you take a look at the profile, Parkston out of Hutchinson County, Cole Knippling, the head coach, 85 the enrollment. He said, I asked him about where they were at as far as going back to Class A. He said they were just too shy of it for next year, for the next round. And he said in 4 years, or in 2 years when we redo it, probably headed back up. So we will see that when it happens. Let's talk about how they got to this state tournament and to this third place match, this matchup. Alcester Hudson and Freeman fell victim in the Region 4B. Sodak 16, it was a 4-point win over DeSmit, the number 15 seed. And Cole Knippling said, not your typical 15 seed. They were 11-11 at the time, but they were a really good ball club. Centerville was the victim on day number 1, 46-39, and then the 16-point loss last night to Harding County, which we talked about, did not feel like a 16-point game. Take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by First Dakota. Alexis Holzbauer, Lexi Schoenfelder, Berkeley Zebart, and Kiara Oakley, along with Morgan Maxwell, the starting lineups there for Parkston. There you see those black uniforms. First time they've worn them, so we'll see how they play out for them. They got them 3 weeks ago, and they've been the home team ever since. So that's the first time they got to crack them out. Their opponents tonight, the Corsica Stickney Jaguars, 18-6, coming into this third place game out of Douglas County. Kyle Wazorek, the head coach, he's losing his voice. He said his glands are swollen, so careful. All right, there we go. The referees making their way through. Golden whistle is on this one. Notre Dame Victory March, of course, is their school song. How did they get to this point? And East Central and Dakota Christian and Gregory in the Region 5B out of the Sodak 16. 6-point win over a really good Wall-Bay Summit team. Addison Hendy up there, who transferred in from Wilmot, really helped turn that program around under Coach Caleb DeCam, and Wall-Bay Summit almost made a run to the state tournament, but it was Corsica Stickney getting the win, and then beating Lyman on opening day, the 8 over the 1, 65-56, and then the 20-point loss to Ethan, 54-34. Last night. Finally, the First Dakota starting lineups for the Jaguars. Braylee Boardweck, the 5'9" junior. Sophie DeLang, she's had the hot hand for this team from the outside, 5'10" senior. Hayden Johnson, 5'7" sophomore, just a worker. We'll talk about her a lot during this game. Remy Nelson, a 5'6" freshman, and Darian DeVries, the 5'7" senior. Shout out to Aunt Audra back down in the Corsica area there. She sent a message earlier, said, we'll be watching. I wanted to come. I've got the flu. I got to stay home. So get better, Audra. Let's turn it over to Al Bahi for our starting lineups and national anthem.
Good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to Brookings and welcome inside First Bank and Trust Arena. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard welcome you to the final night of the State Class B Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Our third place game tonight will feature the visiting team on the scoreboard with a 21-4 record, the Parkston Trojans, and the home team on the scoreboard with a record of 18-6, the Corsica Stickney Jaguars. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of our high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs, so please enjoy tonight's games and support these athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand as we honor America. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by the Dubrook High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Lucas Troyan. We remind all in attendance that proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat or cap, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. It's time now to meet our junior officials for this third place game. Our junior officials are sponsored by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill, 605 Custom Design, Zip Trip C-Stores, and Swiftel Communications. Our junior official tonight from Parkston is Brace Tapio. Our junior official from Corsica Stickney is Rory Nelson. We will introduce the starting lineups for each team in alternating fashion. Starting for Parkston, a 5'6" junior guard, number 10, Alexis Holzbauer. For Corsica Stickney, a 5'9" junior guard, number 10, Braylee Bordewick. For Parkston, a 5'9" senior forward, number 13, Lexi Schoenfelder. For Corsica Stickney, a 5'10" senior guard, number 12, Sophie DeLang. For Parkston, a 5'6" junior guard, number 14, Berkeley Zebard. For Corsica Stickney, a 5'7" sophomore guard, number 22, Hayden Johnson. For Parkston, a 5'9" junior forward, number 20, Kiara Oakley. For Corsica Stickney, a 5'6" freshman guard, number 23, Remy Nelson. For Parkston, a 5'6" junior guard, number 22, Morgan Maxwell. And for Corsica Stickney, a 5'7" senior guard, number 32, Darian DeVries. Assistant coaches for Parkston are Mike Maxwell and Joe Shepardson. Assistant coaches for Corsica Stickney are Rocky Nelson and Mackenzie Denning. Parkston High School head coach is Cole Knipling. Head coach for Corsica Stickney is Kyle Wazorek. Tonight's lineup brought to you by Channel Z. All right, Trojans fans, are you ready? What about Jaguars fans? Are you ready? Let's tip it off. Today's fan section is brought to you by the University of South Dakota.
We're ready for a third place flag. Let's play it. Braylee Bordwick and Kiara Oakley to jump it up and over and back. Yeah, she left from the front court and then went across the lane. It was funny because Sophie was waiting like, okay, I gotta wait, and then threw it just a smidge too early.
Yep.
So they control the tip, but then give it up right away. Parkston basketball to start. Triangle and 2. Interesting. Gonna try to take Zebart and Oakley away right off the bat, but a big bucket by Morgan Maxwell to get it started. The three-pointer for Maxwell, 3-0 Parkston.
Yeah, and Morgan's had some good points in her games. That second game yesterday, 8 points, 3 rebounds, stepped up and scored for Parkston.
Assistant coach Joe Shepardson asked me before the game, did you climb up and take the lid off of that hoop on that end? And she just knocked one down, so the lid is definitely gone.
Yep.
Top of the key, reset is Bordwick.
Coach Shep, as we call him,
yep,
kind of referring to that 30% shooting yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, a little strong. Hayden Johnson kind of shook her head and grimaced like, what was that? Not a typical jumper from her. Oakley, and he guarded out there by DeVries. Again, triangle and 2 out there, so it just looks kind of funny. They always got somebody helping out top.
Yep.
Oakley down the lane, DeVries with the foul. They're going to call body or maybe arm to arm. Sydney will pick up her first personal, or Darian rather, will pick up her first personal. Oakley will miss the first.
And Parkston yesterday shot 64% from the free throw line, 18 of 28, and they only scored 39 in that game.
Those shooting woes that Coach Knipling talked about too just continue here a little bit for Parkston. Corsica Stickney playing a little fast right now. Tough to get a handle on the ball. Everybody thinking it was touched, but it was touched just by a Jaguar, not by a Trojan. That was the problem, if you're a Corsica Stickney fan anyway. Maxwell will control, get it back out to Zebart, way out high in the Jackrabbit logo. Oakley, attack the lane, lose the handle. They're gonna say, not a travel. We like to call that the Scott Mac. That's what we like to call it. He's doing it right over there in the front row. It's the Scott Mac, we love it.
I don't know if my kids will get that, because I think they think it's the
6-7 thing. Yeah, no, Scotty Mac does that all the time when he refs, so we always give him such a hard time. It's like, no, that wasn't allowed. Just in and out again for Bordwick. Zebart will push right side to the lane, spin into double team. Oakley will come up with it. Holzbauer swing it around. On the drive, Maxwell up off the glass and good. Morgan Maxwell just taking it into her own hands right now, knowing that her two teammates who lead them in scoring are not getting a lot of touches.
Yeah, making it real. Corsica Stickney making it really difficult for them to get the touches with the triangle in two.
Foul called on number 10. Alexis Holzbauer, her first personal. Foul called this time on number 20, Kiara Oakley. I didn't even realize this. Not a senior. Oh, the one senior, Lexi Schoenfelder, the only senior on the squad for this Parkston team too. Talked about that earlier today. We had a game with each team with just one senior.
Right.
No good for DeVries. Sophie DeLang and Darian DeVries, seniors for this Corsica Stickney team, so they will lose two starters, but again, not a lot of elder statesmen, if you will, on these teams. Oakley way out high against DeVries, swinging around. Ziebart loses the handle, gets it back. Bordewick poked that out of there somehow. Oakley at the free throw line, in traffic. Triple teamed. Holzbauer for three, got it! Alexis Holzbauer.
Some big buckets for those, the two not being guarded by the diamond and
Diamond and two, triangle and two more, so sure.
Yeah. And that's what Parkston needs, is to try to pull them out of that.
Yeah, other people have to make shots to get them out of a specialty defense, right? We talked about that yesterday quite a bit. Schoenfelder with the rebound. Throwing away. On the run, Hayden Johnson. We're going to go immediate timeout on the turnover. We'll take a break. We're back with more on SDPB Sports.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
We are back and ready for action out of the media timeout. If you guys can hear the conversations we have off air with the geeks in the back, well, one in particular.
Oh, Brad, that's what makes a lot of this fun, right?
Good thing he's an AD, otherwise you'd really be after him. On the bounce, Ziebart in the paint. A lot of traffic, tough shot.
Great rebound.
Yeah, here comes Bordewick on the run. Quickly, Corsica Stickney wanting to get out and go right now. Coming the other way, Kennedy Knipling. Leave it for Oakley. Lose the handle, get it back. Power it up in traffic. Too strong, that one off the back iron and finds its way. Kiara Oakley.
Her first 2 points of the day.
Corsica Stickney with their first field goal of the game. Sophie DeLang makes it 10-3. Too strong, rebound Bordewick. Everyone off and running. Look at Hayden Johnson leak out. Last touch by Parkston. Cole Knipling disagrees.
Well, and Hayden Johnson just really trying to look to get that to Sophie DeLang. Just couldn't quite get the handle on it to make the pass.
Yeah, they're going to talk it over. They did change it. So we'll go the other way. Of course, the Stickney fans behind us not happy now. You're wrong half the time, right?
Right.
It's just always the way it is.
Well, you're always wrong. It just depends on in whose mind.
Yep. Yeah, you're wrong 100% of the time. Only 50% of the people are mad at you. Put it that way. That's probably better. Maxwell for three again. Short. Saved by Johnson, the diving save. Three on the way. Bordewick finds the triple.
Yeah, she kind of looked that one off and then decided not to make the pass and just take the shot herself.
10-6.
Bordewick had a great first day, 26 points, just 6 points yesterday, and a great defensive effort.
DeLang going to pick up her first personal. Get those feet moving, got the knee out, caused the blocking foul. Darian DeVries will come back in. Out will come number 11, Claire Gerlach, who had checked in. The 5'9" junior will come to the bench. Maxwell for three, left baseline, got it!
I kind of forgot she was over there for a little bit.
Yeah, she was kind of hiding out. Went there right away at the out-of-bounds play. Everybody else was gathering in the lane to see who they're supposed to guard.
Well, they had the substitution and trying to figure out what the matchups were.
Inside, Hayden Johnson on the left side with the left hand.
Hayden Johnson had a really big game that first day for Corsica Stickney. 15 points, 9 rebounds. Big difference in a lot of ways for their team.
This inside. Tapio. Mike Cruz says we're going to have a shooting foul or have shots. Oh, out of bounds. We don't quite have 5 fouls.
I think it was on the rebound, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Call that on Hayden Johnson, I believe. No? Yeah, I think he said 22. They haven't put it up on the board yet. Bordewick with the takeaway. She'll run out all by herself against Knipley now as she chases up and in. Really Bordewick. Bordewick's got 5, and it's 13-10 Parkston. Left corner, Zebart blocked. Rebound Johnson, fired out, 2-on-1. DeLang and Bordewick throws it behind DeLang. Now she'll pick it up, saves it.
Yeah, really struggled to grab control of that.
It's almost like the ball just died once it bounced. It just never came up to her. Bordewick, jump stop, jump shot, no good. She'll get her own rebound, kick out DeLang. Spin move at the top. Threw it out of bounds. Subs in the game for Parkston. Back in number 13, Lexi Schoenfelder. And a timeout, full timeout going to be called by Parkston. Coach Knipling's seen enough. He wants to have a little conversation. Last few trips came up a little rough on the defensive end. So probably talking defense in this one, quite honestly. SDPB sports coverage will continue next week with live coverage of the boys basketball championships beginning Thursday, March 19th. Your Class B tournament will be on SDPB2 TV and, of course, SDPB.org up in Aberdeen, Northern State University, the Barnett Center, and Wax Arena. I'll be along with that one. Steve Erickson will join me for the color commentary. And then the Class A will be out in the Monument in Rapid City. They will be on SDPB3 TV, and the AA tournament will take place in the Ice Arena at the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, SDPB1 TV. Watch every game online, sdpb.org/basketball. I kind of like that Ice Arena out there, quite honestly. I called a few games in the AA tournament the year. Oh, man, Pierre had a late win in that one. I can't remember who they beat that night, but it was kind of a fun little arena to have basketball in. It was cold. My feet got cold because we were on the ice, of course, with the platforms. But
it's kind of like when we had the state volleyball in Sioux Falls on the ice, and fans are nice and warm, but when you're down on the court, it gets a little chilly.
Yeah, I always wear extra thick socks when I do those games.
Well, now you can probably get some heated ones.
Yeah, I'll be good. Up and good. Morgan Maxwell off the dribble penetration, jump stop, jump shot again. Boy, Morgan Maxwell having a dandy of a first quarter. 10 points here in the first.
And she had a big game yesterday.
Bordewick driving. She's so quick. Just turn and poke that ball away. DeLang with the takeaway. 2-on-1. She's going to keep it with the left hand, lay it in, and good against Holzbauer. Sophie DeLang has 4 points.
Yeah, trying to make that pass. Someone just got it tipped, and it didn't quite get to its recipient, and Sophia Lang was able to grab that and take it all the way in.
Yeah, when she gets the ball out top like that, it's going to be tough to keep up with her. She's a pretty athletic kid.
Right.
No basket as time runs out. Coach Knipling thought there should be a foul maybe at half court, but to no avail. We'll take a break. We are back in 60 on SDPB Sports.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Out of the quarter break, 15-12 Parkston. They jumped out to an 8-1 lead, and then Corsica Stickney kind of settled in. They played fast this whole first quarter, but they settled in offensively and were able to get a few buckets there and get things going on some runouts.
Yeah, you know, looking at the stats a little bit, Morgan Maxwell, 10 points for Parkston.
Berkeley Ziebart knocks down the three-pointer. Her first points of the game. DeLang down the left side of the lane. Leave it. Bordewick, scoop it. That's a great move. Keep it, kind of use the rim as a defender, go all the way across, lay it up. Oakley at the high post. It's been interesting to watch how they've attacked this triangle in two. Ziebart steps through. Ziebart jumper on the baseline, left it short. Schoenfelder with the rebound. Holzbauer, three, got it! Was that her first three?
I would believe so.
She shot it. Nope, she actually hit one to start the game too. That's right, she had one in the first quarter.
Yep.
She had a bunch on the rim the first 2 days. DeLang can't get that one to go. That was a long ways out. Early in the shot clock on the three-point attempt. Maxwell now on the Jackrabbit logo. Holzbauer thought about it again. Taken away by Bordewick. She and DeLang will run out. Bordewick will keep, lay it up, and good. It's on repeat right now with those two just two-on-one breaks. Ziebart, give it off on the right wing. Driving, being fouled. Maxwell, she'll get 2 shots. Foul going to be called on number 10, Alexis Holzbauer. Or excuse me, number 10, Braylon Bordewick. Maxwell back to the free throw line, first time tonight. First one is good. Morgan Maxwell, 5'6" junior for this Trojans team.
Yeah, Coach talked about her just being a really tough-nosed kid. She tore her ACL, had surgery her freshman year, and then this fall had surgery on, I think, her calf for compartment syndrome. So this has really overcome a lot and is just playing really well for Parkston.
It's desire, and I mean, medicine right now is amazing what they can do with it to get, you know, you tear up a knee and get you back out there so fast. But you gotta have a little desire to do all the PT and get yourself going to be able to play at a high level like she's doing.
Yeah, you know, it's not you just go have surgery and you're good. You've got to really work at it to come back. And like you said, just the therapy, everything they can do with treatments nowadays, we're seeing athletes come back a whole lot faster.
Whistle will blow from the far side. Go ahead.
Well, I just say, and come back and be able to play. You know, you think back 20, 30 years ago, that maybe wasn't the case. You came back, you had a big knee brace, you weren't quite the same athlete you were before.
Yeah, that's the amazing part. No brace or nothing,
Right.
just built the strength back in it. Now it's like normal. Maybe stronger than it was before.
Well, a lot of times that's the case.
In the game for Parkston, number 24, Graceland Straight. We've seen her a couple of times. That's her with the ball on the left wing. Kick out. Knipling gives it up to Zebart. Zebart now back to Knipling. Swing it around straight. Three-pointer. Graceland too strong. Last touch by Corsica, but they save. Johnson poked it out to Riley Bordwick. To Lang. Skip it up to Johnson. Johnson just inside the three-point arc, too strong. Rebound taken out by Oakley. Battle for the rebound. Loose ball. They both go to the floor. It is that time already. Immediate timeout. 4:49 to play in our second quarter. We will take a break. We're back with more on SDPB Sports.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Back out of the timeout. A quick shout out to our camera guys. Our top camera straight across from us. Aiden uses knife and Jeremiah Tiger. To my left on one of our floor cameras, Spencer Olson. And to my right on the floor camera, Cale Bridwell. 4 seniors from Dupree High School. Gentlemen, thanks. Great work this weekend. Big thanks to Christian. Christensen brings them down. Christian's the AD and elementary PE teacher there at Dupree. So always great to have those guys. Teach them how to run the cameras once and they're hooked for life. So good stuff. Love having them with us.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Parkston will have it now. There's a lot of energy again in this gym. Third place game, and teams are just getting after it right now.
Yeah, you saw Bordwick come out there. That'll be her second foul. Just kind of came out real aggressively. I think she thought she was going to be able to tip that one away.
There you see with the basketball, our official, Mr. Brent Maresca out of Timberlake. Little Moreau Conference Official of the Year, I think, is what I was told. Something like that. His partner tonight, the Golden Whistle himself, Mike Ruth. And then, of course, horse, Doug Rusink, retired from teaching and coaching a year ago. And is now just an official and then works for ITC up in Clear Lake. So it's been a long time, a lot of success on the football field at Castlewood.
Both as a coach and
a player. Yeah, both for sure.
Some of us can remember hearing about him when he played.
Yeah, well, he probably told you about it. That's probably why.
Oh, okay.
He was a member of the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in his day as well. Played here at South Dakota State.
So would that have been for Wayne Hensel?
Yeah, yep. That's how old he is. Yes, that's true. Corsica Stickney to control.
We can remember that, so be careful.
I was young. I was really little. I just see stories.
Okay.
Okay, not true. Up top. I think I actually had Wayne as a PE class at SDSU my first year here as a freshman, if I remember right.
I have him for sports physiology.
I think he took us fishing, if I remember right. We did a lot of that. Bordwick on the run out. Look at her step through Euro, got it off the glass. And good, Braley Bordwick. 6 points in the quarter, 11 for the game. Back to within 3. Parkston with a 23-20 lead. To Oakley, straight up on the defense. Good defense that time for Gerlach. The other end, Hayden Johnson on the run out. And Hayden's got 6.
Yeah, Parkston needs to get a basket here. They haven't scored for almost 3 minutes.
They got it in a 3-point play from Berkeley Ziebart.
Guess you just need to ask.
Ziebart's got 5 now.
Bordwick just really kind of taking over. Really dialed in. You can just see kind of the look in her eyes. I don't know, it kind of looks like they inverted their triangle into a little bit, where they have
that
her,
or just moved it to a box and 1 almost.
Well, maybe. You got her and Sophia Lang up top, which makes it really difficult for Parkston.
Bordwick to DeLang. DeLang now way out high, slow it down. Takeaway for Parkston on the run out. It's number 22, Morgan Maxwell. Swing it around. Ziebart to Holtzbauer. Holtzbauer now. Travel. Fancy little grab on the ball that time. Golden Whistle showing off his Globetrotter moves. Like Curly Neals, he's got way more hair. On the right wing, Sophie DeLang. Reverse dribble, or reverse pivot on the dribble, I should say. Johnson, that's a travel.
Yep.
Tried that spin move, and that's where the travel pops in.
I think her feet got just a little too far apart, and just was, you can tell she was just thinking too much. It didn't just happen naturally.
And that's the thing, when you're doing it in full motion and you go, you're gonna get it. Usually you do it all right. It's when you stop for just a second in your mind. And
well, and she got kind of leaning back a little bit when she lost her balance. And
yeah, you gotta drop your butt when you make that move, just to keep your balance. Moving screen, gonna be whistled on number 13, Lexi Schoenfelder, her first personal. We've got subs coming back in, Knipling and Tapio for Parkston. .155 and counting in our opening half. 25-22, been a good one so far with Parkston in a 3-point lead. Across the lane, Bordwick trying to find Gerlach under there.
yeah, that was a nice pass. Just couldn't finish the shot.
Ziebart trapped in the baseline corner again. And we're gonna have a held ball. It'll stay Parkston basketball. Coach Knipling thought maybe there was a hold or something on that. Mike Ruth just gave him a smile and handed the ball into his team. Oakley spin move on the reverse pivot. Now we'll kick it out. Knipling off the left wing, loses the handle. 3-pointer left baseline, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Bordwick.
Maxwell likes to hide down there in that corner.
Gerlach over the defender, can't get it to go, gets her own rebound, kick out, DeLang, 3, no, off the baseline, front iron, no good. Ziebart will slow it down just a little bit here for the final minute. To the free throw line, kick out. Knipling, nobody guarding her, can't believe she's not just pulling that shot. We saw her shoot the 3 a couple times here in the first couple days. Inside Oakley, great position. That's good ball movement. She held her post up, gave an angle and a nice bounce pass to the post.
Right, if they're going to guard her one-on-one and that skip pass, you got the defender on the other side of you, and like you said, really holding the post position allowed them to get the ball into her.
And again, you have to be able to enter to the post. I think that's kind of a lost art, too, being able to get it into the post with the right pass. Like, do I lob now or should I bounce pass? And most post players would prefer a bounce to catch and go up with it. To the free throw line, Maxwell, no. Rebound taken out of there, Hayden Johnson. Much to the delight of Big Brother Hunter, about 2 rows behind me. 2 seconds. Bordewick missed it wide left. We'll go to halftime. Parkston 27, Corsica Stickney 22. We'll talk about that first half and hand out a plaque to our band of the day coming up here at halftime in Brookings on SDPB Sports.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
From First Bank and Trust Arena on the campus of South Dakota State University, courtside, I'm Brad DeBeer alongside Lisa Bahi and the Class B State Girls Basketball Championships here today as we get ready for our state championship game coming up between Ethan and Harding County. We're at halftime of our third place game. Parkston leading Corsica Stickney 27-22. We can roll some highlights from that first half as you take a look. A little hot shooting at the hand of Morgan Maxwell for Parkston to really get her team going. And Lisa, we talked about her just kind of taking over early with that defense that Corsica Stickney was playing on Oakley and Ziebart.
Yeah, you know, she really stepped up, shooting about 50% and has 12 points. Ziebart, you got to give the credit to Corsica Stickney's defense. Ziebart has 5, Oakley only 4.
The run out really got Corsica Stickney going with DeLang and, of course, Bordewick. And Bordewick kind of got loose inside a couple of times there. You see off of back cuts or circle cuts.
Yeah, you know, she's got 11 points for Corsica Stickney, 5 of 10, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Just playing really well all the way around, creating a lot of things for her teammates.
Take a look offensively for both teams. Team-wise, 10 of 24 for Parkston from the field, shooting 41%. Corsica Stickney, 10 of 26, shooting 38% from the three-point line. That's kind of where Parkston has kind of lived a little bit. 5 of 11, only 1 of 8 for Corsica Stickney. That leads to that three-point lead here at halftime, or that 5-point lead at halftime.
Right, and some of those at the hand of Maxwell hiding out in the corner, and you can hear the fans yelling out of bounds plays anytime that corner, because she's found, I think, a place that she really likes to kind of hide out and wait, and gets the ball swung and is able to knock that one down.
Well, I don't know about you, but I mean, for my 20 plus years of coaching girls basketball, I've loved the corner on the baseline out of bounds plays, because good defensive teams are going to leave that open, right? Because they sag to where the ball is. So that backside corner, I know I coached a girl by the name of Val Kleinjohn, and Val scored over 1,000 points for us, and I bet 400 of her points came from baseline jumpers from that spot, because it was just constantly open. I mean, we'd always be able to get her the ball there.
Right, and if you get that backside defender on the, whether it's zone or man, if their head is on a swivel, you lose track of where that girl's at, because you're trying to watch the ball being brought in from out of bounds. But that's a great place, and you got to have someone that can step up and shoot that.
Right.
That's not always the easiest shot to hit.
So if you want to play for your team, youngsters, learn how to shoot the baseline jumper, whether it's short corner or the three, anywhere, and just be able to shoot that shot. There's a spot for you on a team, because that is a place you can take advantage of against a lot of teams.
Or even a post player just drifting out a little bit, like you said, to the short corner.
Always something to work on in your game if you want to work on it, that's for sure. There you see our cameraman. Kale down here on my right, Spencer over here to my left. He's made about 711 three-pointers here this weekend, shooting before games. There's our boys up top. Aiden on the left and Jeremiah on the right up there. So again, thanks guys. Thumbs up. Look at that. He's giving us the thumbs up. Love it. That away. There's a double. Thanks guys. Again, just great work here this weekend. As always, guys in the back too. So much work goes into this before we ever step into here. At least it's so great to be able to do that. I was talking to one of the radio guys earlier. I said, he's like, how do you like doing that? I said, I love it. I just show up and start talking. Those guys do all the work. When you do radio, you got to do everything. So this is the best, that's for sure.
Yes, you get an opportunity to come in just to kind of watch basketball, a great seat in the house, and talk a little basketball.
We're going to take a quick break, come back, and hand out a plaque for our band of the day when we return on SDPB Sports.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Our Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, or your forever friends, and your fur kids too. For your better half, or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Welcome back inside First Bank and Trust Arena at the campus of South Dakota State University. I'm Brad DeBeer. Courtside with Lisa Bahi, we are going to hand out our band of the day as the Dubrook Junior High School Pep Band entertains here at halftime. Christina Sage will have that. So they're playing a song right now. So when that song finishes, then we will get that plaque presentation. 27-22, Parkston leading Corsica Stickney right now, and it's been a fun first half for sure. As Parkston has really, it's kind of been a team effort for them to get themselves going, that's for sure.
Right, you know, Parkston is, you look out there, Ziebart and Oakley, the defensive pressure Corsica Stickney is applying to them, but Maxwell, kind of the story of that half, really stepping up and knocking down 12 points.
We'll turn it over to Al Bahi for our presentation.
Hey, how about a shout out for our band of the day from Dubrook High School, the Dubrook Pep Band. Been bringing the Dolphin energy all day long under director Lucas Troyan. Presenting a commemorative plaque is Christina Sage, Assistant Executive Director for the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Thank you, Dubrook High School Pep Band and Lucas Troyan.
I might be a little biased, but they were the best band of the day, no doubt about it. I better be careful because Lake Preston was here, and that's a DVC rival. I don't want Jordan Solberg texting me saying, hey, we might have to have a playoff with the bands in the DVC, turn that into something. That'd be kind of fun. Rolling through halftime here. Both teams are done with their shoot around to kind of get loose again. So we get ready for the second half. Your take here on the second half. What needs to happen, Lisa, for Corsica Stickney to get back in this and kind of maybe take over?
Well, you know, Corsica Stickney, you look at the stats and break those down, it's pretty even all the way through team to team, but Parkston's just knocked down a few more threes. I think Corsica Stickney, you got to try to get Sophie DeLange maybe a few more touches, get her in the game. But the defense by Parkston's just been so good on those two.
Yeah, and DeLange's had a couple looks. She's going to have to just knock a couple down as well. But you're right, when they turn up the defense at half court, they're fun to watch running the floor, and that might be the way they get things sparked here to get going in the second half. They'll get the ball first, though. Get into their half court offense. Parkston comes out man-to-man. Bordwick will swing it. DeLange. Run the weave out here is Corsica Stickney. Remy Nelson, the freshman, for three, no good. Rebound, Ziebart will take and run. 4 on 3, and they'll push it out, bring it back out top. Morgan Maxwell just spun the foot, didn't lift it. Ziebart, Bordwick gets so many touches while guarding the ball.
Right.
With long arms.
Kind of deceiving and just so quick.
You can see her eyes are just on the ball, too, every single time. 3 on the way and good. Morgan Maxwell picks right up where she left off. Her third triple of the game. She's got 15.
And no other place but the corner.
Yeah, again, she just finds that spot. Bordwick tries to thread one through. We're going to have a held ball. It'll be Parkston basketball going the other way on the possession arrow. 30-22. Nice crowd on hand here tonight at First Bank and Trust Arena. The Ethan fans were here early.
Yeah.
I think they filled up their section before either of the two teams playing in this game. DeLange takes that one away. She'll lead it ahead to Bordwick. Bordwick, reverse pivot, leave it short, kind of fading back, fell back a little bit. She wanted contact called, but defense really didn't do much, just kind of stood there.
Yeah, and good box out by Schoenfelder to come up with that to keep, I think it was laying off the board.
Holzbauer to Maxwell, swinging around Ziebart. You can tell Parkston wants to slow it down a little bit and just be a little more methodical on offense. They're trying to pick and choose when they can run. High post, Oakley. Bounce pass out to the perimeter. Ziebart in the corner, left baseline three, got it! Berkeley Ziebart with her second three. She's got 8 points. And a timeout on the floor. Corsica Stickney decides we better try to stop this run. 33-22. It's a 30-second timeout. Take that back. It's a 30-second timeout.
You know, looking at these two teams, and one of the things will be interesting to see as we go through this second half over the course of the day, very little substitution. Some of these girls have put on a lot of minutes. You've got Bordwick has only sat out around 2 minutes. DeLange 1, Johnson 2, Remy Nelson 2 minutes out of their 3 games so far.
Remy Nelson must have a little fan.
Yeah.
number 23, Remy Nelson, and She's got a little fan there. That's got to be Grandma holding on to little Nelson in the stands for Corsica Stickney. Good stuff.
Two little ones there side by side.
Yeah, that's awesome. All the bedazzled jackets. Amazon is popping right now with the purple, the maroon or red, and the gold and the blue. And they've made a lot of money off of folks the last couple of years when that kind of got hot, didn't they?
They did.
Right baseline, Remy Nelson. Back out top. Bordewick swing it around. DeLang thought about it, squared up like she was going to take it. Good move, Bordewick quick on the right baseline. Can't get it to fall. We got bodies everywhere. Loose ball. Parkson is ahead of it, and they throw it out of bounds.
Just led her a little too far.
I don't know. Coach Knipling wants a foul call, but just a lot of loose ball. Everybody's on the ground already. Have a wide open look and then fire it out of bounds. 33-22. Remy Nelson. To Bordewick. Three-pointer, Braylee Bordewick got it.
Hey, you give her just a little bit of room and she can knock that down.
You don't want to back off, and they got mixed up in their defense there, I think. Didn't get switched fast enough. DeLang will take it away on the baseline. Now Corsica Stickney will run a little bit down the sideline. DeLang off the glass, up and in. Good move for DeLang. She's got 6 points. It's all of a sudden back to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, nice job of switching that from the left hand to the right hand, even though you're on the left-hand side, but a great time to do that. Parkson's had 5 turnovers, so really need to try to get something to happen on this end. I thought it was going to happen right there. But
got it in the hands of Oakley, too. That helps.
Yep, get her to the free throw line, but they've had 5 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes.
Media timeout with 4:44 to play. We'll take a break. We are back with more on SDPB Sports.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Join us for a behind-the-scenes sneak preview look at a bold new masterpiece drama in The Forsytes, an inside look.
Sunday at 8, 7 Mountain on SDPB.
Out of the media timeout, 4:44 to play. Free throws for Oakley as we come back. She's missed, you said, 1 minute of play in 3 games here at the state tournament.
Yeah, full 32 minutes on Friday and 31 minutes, and then hasn't sat out yet today.
And Oakley will make good. Well, again, and you talk about, and they play hard, so you should get tired, but at the same time, we talked about it the first day. You can do that a little more at a state tournament because you get your 5 timeouts, plus you get 4 more media timeouts, and that helps.
Right.
That you get that break in the middle.
You know, as long as you've been healthy all throughout the course of the year, they're conditioned to doing this.
Well, and I don't know, I think you mentioned it yesterday or Thursday, when you don't sub a lot, they play a lot of minutes every game all year, so they've played themselves in shape also.
Right.
Probably don't do a ton of conditioning in practice because the games are what, you know, that works them into shape by the end of this, especially by this time of the year.
Right.
Way out high. Morgan Maxwell, bring it back to Knipling, back to Maxwell. Z-Bart now. Oakley into traffic and squeezes it up and in. Kiara Oakley. They decided it's time, it's Oakley time. She needs to touch the ball in the paint. And she makes good on that free throw. 3 of 5 at the stripe. She's got, 9 points in the game. Bordewick way out high. Reverse pivot at the free throw line. Remy Nelson, the freshman, on the right baseline, knocks one down. Her first basket of the game.
Yeah, that's a big basket for Corsica Stickney. Cuts it back to under 10.
Ziebart, the answer at the other end. Back-to-back threes for Ziebart, as far as her last 2 baskets anyway. Another 3 back at you. Hayden Johnson does it. Hayden Johnson with the triple timeout. Corsica Stickney. Back-to-back-to-back threes between the 2 teams. Corsica Stickney fans on their feet here. Their team battling just to stay in it. Don't let it get away from you. 41-33.
Yeah, looking at 3 points shooting. Parkston 8 of 14 for 57%, and Corsica Stickney 4 of 12 for 33%, and 2 of those just happening in the last probably 30 seconds.
SDPB covers high school sports like never before with our new show, Game Time. Jason Andera and Nate Weck deliver the headlines, game changers in the top tilts each week. You can find Game Time on your YouTube channel, sdpb.org, or on SDPB1 TV. Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Central, 9 Mountain, throughout the football and basketball seasons. Game Time also available as a podcast on Apple or Spotify. Like, subscribe, and give it a 5-star review today so everybody can find it. It's Game Time on SDPB. Good stuff, Janji and Nate do such great work covering high school sports in South Dakota. It's just become such a, and I want to call it a big business, but it's not like business because it's so much fun just to keep up with what they do.
Well, it's just great to have those stories and be able to highlight what we have here in South Dakota.
Step through Oakley, up off the glass and in again. Kiara Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley coming out from halftime, coming out wanting to get after it a little bit. Had just 5 points at halftime.
Bordewick loses the handle. Everybody's lost the handle so far. Somebody stick a fork in it and pick it up. Darian DeVries finally gets to it. Bordewick behind the back, step back 3 from 22. Shoe short, no good. Rebound, Holtzbauer. She'll push it up the right sideline. DeLang will slow her down. Holtzbauer to Maxwell, guarded by DeLang. So that's how Corsica Stickney's going to try to take away Sophie DeLang. How Corsica Stickney's going to take away Maxwell by putting Sophie DeLang on her with her length.
Right, and looking at the scoring for Parkston, Maxwell, those 15 points, 12 in the first half, but Ziebart and Oakley both at 11 now, both are at 1-5, 1-4 at halftime. Getting 3 players into double figures, I think, is really key. You get that balanced scoring.
Yeah, for sure. We have the armbar foul. Foul called on number 12, Sophie DeLang. I've never seen Mike Russo animated in his calls as he has been this weekend.
Well, all the excitement and
getting caught. Well, when you're the Golden Whistle Award winner for 3 years running, you got to have a little something extra.
So Parks will be shooting free throws here on out for this quarter.
DeLang just picked up 2 in a row, so that's 3 fouls on Sophie DeLang. Hayden Johnson reaches out to give her 5, said, hey, relax, we're okay. 2:16 to play. Maxwell makes good on the first free throw.
Nelson kind of slipped in there and got her 3rd one at some point too.
Yeah, just the last foul down on the baseline was on Remy. Shot up and good for Morgan Maxwell. I think we've got a timeout somewhere. Full timeout going to be called. Yep. Corsica Stickney wants to talk about it. We'll take a break. We're back in 60 on SDPB Sports.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
From First Bank and Trust Arena, courtside, Brad DeBeer alongside Lisa Bahi. And, well, again, we've talked about things Corsica Stickney needs to do, and it looks like they're going to get it done. And all of a sudden, Parkston just has the answer every time right now.
Right, they have, and they've just done a really good job of distributing who's got the basketball. Maxwell, you know, Corsica Stickney coming down, trying to figure out something defensively every time.
See what Corsica Stickney can do out of this timeout and the adjustments they've made. 1-3-1 out of the timeout. And they jump right into man, so they show 1-3-1. Very nice.
Well, just kind of, and it can work. It confused them for a second. They didn't know at first what to do.
Johnson on the dribble drive, step through, body foul. A little hip check there on the blocking foul, going to be called against number 13, Lexi Schoenfelder. Good drive by Johnson, strong to the lane.
Yeah, she's just had 3 really complete days. She works so hard on both ends of the court.
First one up and good for Hayden. I don't know, her brother Hunter used to tell me how good of a player he was, but I think she can beat him. So if you've got Hunter's number, let him know that I've put that challenge out there for him to try to go one-on-one with his sister, and I've got money on his sister. Just saying.
She now has 11 points.
1:40 to play in the third quarter. DeLang trying to amp up the defensive intensity. Schoenfelder, kick it, Holzbauer, 3, no, off the front iron. Rebound chased and saved by Bordewick. 45-35, so again, Corsica Stickney gonna try to cut this lead down just a little bit going into the fourth quarter. DeLang misses that corner 3. Good look at it.
You just gotta watch the defense that Nelson is applying to Zebart. Or excuse me, Oakley.
Yep.
They are just getting after it.
30-second timeout called down there by Coach Knipley. He wanted to talk things over, saw some things he wasn't sure that he liked out of his team. Sophie DeLang is, by the way, headed to Dakota Wesleyan University next year to play volleyball. So it'll be fun to watch her on the volleyball court. There's some track stars on this Corsica Stickney team too. When you talk about, we talked about Bordewick as a 400 to 800 runner, placed second in both last year. I think in that 400 she was about a second or a second and 1.2 behind Emma Marshall, who's running track at the University of South Dakota right now as a Coyote. So again, and Marshall was outstanding. I mean, she was the top runner in Class B by far last year at that distance. So you know that she's athletic for sure in Braley Bordewick. And
just the mentality you have to run those. The 400 and the 800 aren't easy races to run.
Darian DeVries not on the floor at the moment, but she was sixth rather in the shot put in Class B last year too.
Well,
DeLang, jump stop, no.
Not surprising, Johnson was eighth in the 400.
Yeah.
You know, just another hard-nosed kid, gets out, competes.
Kiara Oakley, we saw that move out of her a couple of times earlier in the tournament, and she'd leave it short. Boy, she has really changed the way she's finishing here in this game. Bordewick missed it. Oakley, rebound and run.
I think just playing with more confidence, too.
For sure. It's amazing when you get a basket to go in how much more confident you are. Quickly the other way, Johnson, 2-1 jumper, got it! Hayden Johnson at the buzzer. 7 points in the quarter. And there you see it as time runs out. 47-37, 8 minutes to play. We'll take a break. We're back with more on SDPB Sports.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
I can't imagine being anything other than a nurse. I'm also much more than a nurse. And working at Avera lets me find balance between the career that called me and a life that fulfills me.
As we start the second, or the final 8 minutes, I should say, Corsica Stickney will control. Really, Bordwick gives off right wing. To Lang now. To Johnson, back to Bordwick. Bordwick, step back to Lang. On the left wing, kick out Johnson. Johnson, right wing. Nelson, three. Got it! Remy Nelson knocks down a three to make it a 7-point game. Just what Corsica Stickney needed to do to start this quarter.
Right, and that's her second one of the game.
Same, almost the exact same spot. You could probably put an R right there for her. We show the little baby wearing the number 10 R. Nelson shirt, and all of a sudden she's turned it up a notch. A lot of one-on-one dribbling for Parkston right now.
Right.
Oh, good rebound. And a foul from behind. Take your pick. You're going to call that on Bordwick, or you're going to call that on Gerlach? He'll go Bordwick. Bordwick picks up her third personal. But Kayla Gerlach just battling down in there. Or excuse me, Tapio just battling.
Yep.
Tapio just missed.
Tapio's mom played for Parkston. Most threes in a game, had 8.
She played on a state tournament team for them back? Was that, or just had the most threes?
Just, it says most threes in a game. I can't recall if she played on a state tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if she
team.
did on that one either or not.
And it's so hard because Parkston's kind of been back and forth between the A's and the B's, I feel.
Yeah. Well, and Zebart's mom is the one, Christy Weber. She was Christy Weber at the time, played on a bunch of those teams back in the day when Parkston was playing in state tournaments. Underneath, Hayden Johnson just working.
Working and just cheering her teammates on. Let's go.
15 for Johnson. It'd be hard to keep her off the all-tournament team, I would think.
Yes.
Leave it short. Johnson tried to gather. She just had to get a handle on it. Got a foul called on Zebart. Nope, gonna call it on Maxwell instead. Johnson had runners in front of her. She just couldn't get it gathered. There was so much traffic to get the pass up over the top.
I just get caught up watching the defense that Nelson is putting on Oakley down at the other end. She's not going to let her get the basketball on her watch.
Johnson with the left hand, leave it back to DeVries. DeLang, three, straight on, no. Oh, she got it! I thought that was coming off the rim. Just about stuck right there.
And she was back there begging for the kick out. She knew she was wide open at the top.
She's got 9. It's 48-45. What a run by Corsica Stickney. We're going to keep it right here. Here's that three. Good kick out from DeVries. Looks like it's going to go left. Oh, okay, we better find a home. Just had eyes to get in the middle of the rim. Great stuff. Quick 5-0, no, is it a 10-0 run right? What's the run right? Was it 48-38?
I believe so.
7-0 run.
Right.
I couldn't remember what that. I think it was 48-38 at one time. So quick run between Johnson and DeLang. They have turned it up a notch here for Corsica Stickney.
Well, at the quarter it was 47-37. So
okay, so that's maybe what I was thinking.
They got a free throw out of it, and
yep.
Corsica's hit a few baskets.
8-1 run here to open up the fourth quarter. 5:52 to play. We'll get one more media timeout in there. And then it'll be up to the coaches to use their final couple of timeouts.
You know, Parkson in that third quarter had 5 turnovers. Corsica Stickney just applying the defense and really causing them to maybe hurry up a little bit early on and turn the ball over.
Holzbauer will control, give up to Schoenfelder. And Parkson will get into their offense. Nelson just getting after Oakley right now, the freshman on the junior.
It's kind of an interesting defense. They're playing really tight man-to-man on Oakley and Ziebart. They're playing semi-close to Maxwell, and they're playing way off the other two.
Yeah, Holzbauer and Schoenfelder, especially Schoenfelder. She doesn't look to shoot it very much from the perimeter. We haven't seen her hardly even take a shot this weekend. And yeah, they're just giving her everything she wants up top.
And you have to honor Maxwell. She's had a great game, so.
Oh, they got it down to 5 on the shot clock. And then a good hard cut by Schoenfelder, and DeVries got whistled with the foul. Darian will pick up her second. Didn't want that player to cut across her face, but she was about a half a step late and ran into her instead as the ball came. Ziebart against Bordewick. Step through Maxwell, contact. Maxwell's gonna jump right over the
Got a rebound and was able to keep her.
Oakley strong with the left hand up and good.
Very physical in the paint that possession.
The angle I had, that was a great no call on that rebound.
Yes.
I just happened to have the angle.
Well, just have the awareness, though, that she's on the ground. You got to step over her, dribble the ball to not travel. A lot going on.
Quickly the other way, and DeLang takes it right to the basket. 3 on the way, probably a quick 3 that Parkson doesn't want too often. Schoenfelder with the foul. And we're going to take it to immediate timeout. With 4:37 to play, we're going to take a break. We're back with more STPB Sports.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land. Committed to the future. Bank West.
Back out of the timeout. Thanks to my personal weatherman, Scotty Quaz. He shoots me a text. An alert, blizzard warning in effect. Interstate 29 from Watertown to the North Dakota border will be closing at 9 p.m. Interstate 29 between Brookings and Watertown will be closing at 10:30. I'm going to have to hustle. Interstate 29 from Brookings south to Sioux Falls closing at midnight. Interstate 90 between Wall and Sioux Falls closing at midnight.
Wow.
Shouldn't we wait for the snow to start?
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Before we make that alert? I don't know, just a thought.
Well, I was looking at, I had a map come up, and the blizzard warning has significantly increased.
Yeah, they've built it bigger for sure.
You know, looking at Parkston has led the entire game. The biggest lead they've had is 12 points. And so Corsica Stickney here has really cut away at that lead in this fourth period.
50-47 with 4 minutes to play. Ziebart with 4 on the shot clock. No good. Rebound taken out of there by guess who? Hayden Johnson. Johnson averages 9.5 boards a game. Kick out to Lang, 3 to tie. No, off the front iron. Now Oakley will run it out. 1-on-1 against Bordewick. Help coming from behind, and then Bordewick fouls her 4th personal.
She's got 4, Delang's got 3, and Nelson has 3 for Corsica Stickney.
Schoenfelder with 3 for Parkston, and that's really the only person in foul trouble. They've only got 6 total team fouls the whole game.
Right.
As Oakley makes good on the first free throw.
Yeah, Corsica Stickney's only shot, they're 75%, but 3 of 4 are free throws.
Off and running. Remy Nelson baseline and a quick foul on Knipling.
She got a little shimmy shake there before she drove baseline.
That was a good move. Got to the baseline. Knipling just reached out and just grabbed her just enough.
Well, I think just a little shimmy caused her to get really flat-footed and then ended up having to reach.
Bordewick against Maxwell. Johnson out top. DeLang. DeLang will drive with the left hand, then shoot it with the right. And a foul going to be called against Berkeley Ziebart. Ziebart will pick up just her first personal. That'll put Sophie. Oh, question there. Take that back. They called that on somebody on Knipling. He called it on 21.
Be her second.
Sophie DeLang will shoot the free throws. She's got 11 points in the game, make it 12. That's a sweet stroke. And DeLang gonna go from Corsica Stickney High School to Dakota Wesleyan next year. Play a little college volleyball. Second shot is up and good. Travel.
Let's see what Corsica Stickney does coming down 51-49. They, down by, mostly were down by 12, never really given up, just chipped away at it a little bit by little bit.
Nelson out top. Off the dribble against Knipling. Johnson for 3. Got it! Hayden Johnson! She's got 18! That is 52-51 Corsica Stickney.
That is our first lead of the game.
Oakley in the paint. No control on that. Not going to get the travel, but then last touch. Here you take a look at the shot from Hayden Johnson. Quick catch, step back, 20 feet away. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Hayden Johnson.
Just a defensive presence of Corsica Stickney. 3 people on Oakley that time.
Right wing is Remy Nelson. Now Corsica Stickney can slow it down a little bit with a 1-point lead. They're going to take the 3 in the left wing. Left baseline, no good. Tipped around by Johnson, and a foul on Remy Nelson. She'll pick up her 4th personal. Not a bad foul in the fact that it stopped a run out 2-on-1 the other way.
Right, but great hustle by Tapio to get after that rebound.
.30 seconds to play. Or 30 seconds on the shot clock, minute 50 to play. Right foot stayed. Knipling 3, no, too strong. Rebound, lots of bodies. And Bordewick will come out of there with it. Bordewick will take it out top. Clock can tick away. Parkston doesn't have to foul. They can just let it work down. Johnson again. Too strong. They're lamped up. Maybe a touch quick in the shot clock, but wide open, and you're feeling it.
Well, if that would have gone in, this place would have erupted.
Maxwell to the baseline, short corner. Pop it back out top. Zbart. Zbart off the dribble. Inside, Oakley. Triple team, tries to swing it around and bats it back to her own player. And a foul going to be called on number 34, Chris Tapio. Tapio's first. 2 shots. We'll have a sub coming in. I believe that's Holzbauer to come back in for Parkston. At the free throw line, Darian DeVries. DeVries, the senior shot on the way is good. Celebrating that make of the free throw.
That's her first point of the game, I believe. Her second point?
Sure what we got here, just checking something. Oh, thought maybe there was a shoot at tie. We're all good now.
Be her second point of the game.
Breeze has 3 all on free throws. She's 3 for 4. Minute 6 to play. 3-point lead, 54-51, Corsica Stickney. Again, Parkston won early in the year. 56-47. 3 is good for Zbart. She's got 14. We're tied at 54.
Both coaches got 2 timeouts, so could be a long 35 seconds.
Oh, they're going to let it play it out. They haven't called timeout yet. They know what they want to run. He's got his team. No reason to call timeout. Oh, the crossover. That was killer by Bordewick. Missed it. Battle for the rebound. Bodies everywhere. And a timeout. Corsica Stickney grabbed it and got the timeout with 22.4 to play. Now the Jags can hold for the final shot.
That was a sweet move, though.
Wow. Quick crossover at the top.
I think she was just almost too wide open.
Oh, my. We've got the alternate official next to us, or right next to you, Brad Gower. He's in charge of starting the instant replay computer now off of our feed in case it comes down to a last-second shot, and we have to check to see if it's good or not, or if it's a 2 or a 3. Those are the only 2 things we're going to go to that for. No other reason. So.
And only in the last minute.
Last minute of the game, and only in the last shot. They just start recording it the last minute or so.
That's right.
Yeah. Only the last shot is all they'll use it for in high school basketball. I know there's talk of that out there now also because of a game earlier this year where looked like it was late on an instant replay and a slowdown, of course, and in fast time it was hard to tell, but you slow it down and whatever. I just don't see that coming in yet. There's a call for it. There's not enough schools that have the equipment, and I know everybody says, well, live stream, everybody can do it. We use Huddle live stream in our Huddle Focus. I can't stop it in the middle of the game to rewind it. I can look after the game, but that doesn't do you any good.
And I think that's what that was, correct?
Yes.
Just a video that they had been recorded of the game, not one that, in this case, is a live feed that you can stop and pause.
Yeah. Most school districts are deficit spending right now. We're probably not going to buy more equipment for basketball games.
And
Nelson.
Not being able to having to use that very often.
Yeah, that's right. That's very seldom does it come into play. It's too bad when it happens against you. There's no doubt about it.
So here's the same play we just saw.
10 seconds to play. 9, 8. Bordewick with it in her hands. This time she'll go off the screen. Step back, step through, loses the handle. Parkston comes up with it, and they don't need it. They'll run it out. He's like, they're going to give him the timeout. I just don't know if there's any time left on the court. They're going to say no control. They're going to waive it. They're going to waive this off. Yeah, no control when he's hollering for the timeout, I think is what they talked about. But we're going OT.
Yeah, great hands though to tip that for Corsica Stickney not to get a clean shot off. Or not get a shot off, period.
Not even get a shot, yeah, for sure. So we've got overtime coming, another extra 4 minutes. Everything on the board stays the same in an overtime, except we add 4 minutes. They keep the timeouts. They actually each get one more full timeout, but you keep the fouls the same. So right now, 4 fouls. Both teams are going to shoot throughout the overtime on any foul. Alternating possession arrow in favor of Parkston to start the overtime. So they'll get the bat. Actually, we'll tip it up to start that, and then we'll flip that arrow. Otherwise, everything else stays the same. 54-54. 2 years in a row, Parkston's been in an overtime game in the state tournament. Last year it was in the second round. This year it's in the final round.
Well, you look down the team stat line, so much, just so even. Both teams shooting 42, 43%, same turnovers, same assists, rebounds. Just a very well-played game.
Corsica Stickney, 7 of 8 at the free throw line. 9 of 14 is Parkston.
Yeah.
So again, that's kept them in it.
It's kept them in it. They could have made a few more of those, then it's not an overtime game probably.
Momentum definitely on the Jaguar side, so we'll see if they can keep it rolling here or if Parkston finds a way to dig in for 4 minutes. Johnson looked at the three. She'll attack, left hand, off the glass and in. Hayden Johnson,
Just
20.
works so, yeah, she works so hard.
Left wing, Maxwell. DeLang swats it out of there and gets it, the long arms. Bordewick will push, 2-point lead for Corsica Stickney. Johnson again. DeLang, he'll swing it right side. Johnson for three, had it blocked. She had it in her mind she was going to shoot that one and then lost the handle, but stayed with it and tried to shoot it. And allowed the defense to close out and get a block on it. Oakley steps through, a little sidestep Euro style. Oakley gathers herself. Good defense. Bordewick, 2:40 to play. In overtime. Most of these kids haven't come off the court in 3 days. Why not play extra? Bordewick with the lay-in. 16 for Braley. Knipling inside Oakley. Off the foot. Not a kick because it wasn't intentional. Good hustle and a timeout. Parkston. They got 3 because they got the extra. So get a good possession if you're Coach Knipling. 58-54.
That's a good timeout. I mean, kind of were a little discombobulated, kicked the ball out, had to chase it down. Got 18 seconds on the shot clock. It's a really important possession for, I think, for Parkston.
Again, we'll go ahead.
You still got 2 minutes to play, but you need to get a basket here.
Yeah, it's a huge possession just for the simple fact that momentum has swung so heavy to Corsica Stickney right now. It feels like every time something's happened on this end, it's gone well for Corsica Stickney outside of that last possession where they had that 3-point shot blocked. Conclusion of awards tonight. We'll do awards right after this game. They'll hand out the 3rd and 4th place plaques and all the individual medals. As soon as that is done, we will catch the winning coach under their end at one spot or another, get a couple words, and then get out of the way so we can get warming up for our state championship game. I think about that. We still got the big one to go yet.
I know. It felt like there's been a lot of big ones this weekend. You got teams waiting for their chance to shine in the kind of corners of the gym.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate winter, but with 3 games this weekend, 3 big ones next, I could use a day off Monday, go Sunday, Monday, and relax. Just saying.
I don't like to shovel snow, but
I'm not gonna. It's just gonna melt because it's gonna be 70 on Friday. So.
Well, I might have to get the car out of the garage.
Okay. Send the kid on his. Let him bundle up and go. They love that high pick and roll, Bordewick.
Well, they've had some success with that here. And I think Parkston's done a much better job defending that.
Well, the first time they did it here just late, that crossover was just so killer. Now they've kind of stepped that direction.
What'd you call that yesterday? Skibbity smooth?
Yeah, that was skibbity smooth for sure. A skibbity smooth ankle breaker, I think is what they said, right?
Right.
That foul was on DeVries, I believe. Darian picked up her 3rd personal. Free throw is good. That's a smooth free throw for Tapio.
Yeah, that was really, really nice.
She was 0 for 2 until that point.
That's her 2nd point of the game.
Nelson for 3, got it! The freshman, cold as ice.
And from downtown.
Wow. (61-55). Rebound Johnson. And a hold. Johnson will go to the free throw line. Man, and she brought some energy to this Jaguar team in the run to come back and take the lead. Foul called on number 22, Morgan Maxwell, 2nd personal.
I don't know what they said to Nelson, but she finally cracked a smile after hitting that 3, finally.
She's freshman. She didn't know she wasn't even supposed to shoot it, for crying out loud.
And then smile afterwards.
Yeah, nothing to it. 1:19 to play. Johnson. She danced that one in.
She has had a really good tournament.
And you heard Coach Tucker Tornberg talk about Izzy Eide earlier today being infectious and how you don't fall in love with her as a player. Same type of player, Hayden Johnson. I mean, her intensity seems like she's always got a smile.
Right.
We're going the other way to shoot. We had a hold on DeLang, I think.
I think you got Schoenfelder going to the line.
Yeah, Sophie DeLang with the hold. It was a quick foul, but it was right in front of Mike Ruth over there. It all happened kind of quick.
Schoenfelder take a deep breath. Hasn't shot a shot in the game yet.
No, that will be her first shot, let alone free throw. Misses the first. Got the second. Taken away, the cross court to Zebart to the lane up, and good basket counts, and a foul. And Zebart, there you see it, contact drawn by Johnson up off the glass and in. 62-58. Hayden Johnson picked up her 3rd personal.
I don't know if she thought she had 4.
Yeah, I wonder. She was running back. Coach Mazorek like, you are our best rebounder. Get on the bottom. Averages 9 a game. You don't want her standing out here 40 feet from the basket. Bordwick to Nelson. Nelson will bring it up. Nelson cross court to Johnson. Johnson will slow it down. 60 seconds to play. Bordwick looking for a screen from Johnson. She'll stand. Bordwick keeps her dribble. 15 on the shot clock. Bordwick drive. No good last touch. Oh, they're going to say it was not blocked. Last touch by Bordwick. She thought it was blocked out of bounds. Still 2-possession lead with 43 seconds to play.
A lot of emotion in the gym.
Maxwell crossover to the lane, up too strong. Rebound taken out by Schoenfelder. Holtzbauer 3, too strong. Rebound, Remy Nelson. Nelson, they got a foul. She'll go to Johnson. Johnson will get fouled. And Hayden Johnson, who is 3 for 4 at the free throw line, will get 2 to try to make this a 6-point game. Either way, it stays 2 possessions.
Right, and you know, for Parkston, anybody could foul. No one's in foul trouble.
Yeah, Schoenfelder with 3, but at this point, pick up a 4th, so what? And everybody else with, what, 2 or less?
Yeah, right.
Knipling and Maxwell, and Knipling's not even on the floor. Johnson got it.
Johnson with 22 points. 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
Corsica Stickney trying to avenge an earlier season loss. In and out, no good. And Johnson comes up with it. Gets it to DeLang and a foul. Sophie DeLang will go to the free throw line. Johnson stayed at the free throw line just long enough to be able to get a hand in there and tip it away on that long rebound that came out. Coach Wazorak trying to get instruction to his team. He can barely talk. I can't wait if they win to talk to him afterwards. DeLang a little too strong. Got to take a deep breath. Again, that would have been a dagger to get both of those free throws because that makes it 3 possessions pretty tough.
Right.
Still 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. Would not be surprised if this goes in that we see a Corsica Stickney TO. DeLang makes it, no, in and out, no good. Johnson again, trying to rip the rebound.
Parkston's ball.
Yep, on the alternating possession arrow. Again, still 2 possessions, so if you're Corsica Stickney, no foul. Just play the 3-point line, make them get a 2. Get it out of bounds. They're going to get a timeout regardless. You know Parkston's going to call timeout if they score.
Well, if you win by 1 or win by 5,
right.
It's the same.
Doesn't matter. 3 blocked. DeLang. That could do it. Bordewick will hold on to it. Coach Wazorak and the Corsica Stickney Jaguars are your 3rd place finishers.
I had to check myself. It feels like a championship game.
I know. Going to get free throws just because Bordewick got fouled out there. I didn't think anybody was going to foul, but they ran out and fouled anyway. Bordewick gets to add to her total. First one up, got it. Second one for Bordewick, good. 18 for Bordewick. And this game is in the books. No good on the 3. Corsica Stickney with the victory in overtime, 65-58. We'll take a break. Back with more and awards coming up on SDPB Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree. Get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Welcome back inside First Bank and Trust Arena. Let's have some awards. El Bahi, take it over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's present the team awards for our third and fourth place competitors in the Class B state tournament. Presenting the awards tonight from the South Dakota High School Activities Association Board of Directors are Chris Long and Jeff Costers, Matt Field from Farmers Union Insurance, and Major Whitney Brunsma for the South Dakota Army National Guard. The fourth place team in Class B, the Parkston Trojans. Number 2, Brooklyn Wagner. Number 5, Amelia Tapio. Number 10, Alexis Holzbauer. Number 12, Abby Gehring. Number 13, Lexi Schoenfelder. Number 14, Berkeley Ziebart. Number 20, Kiara Oakley. Number 21, Kennedy Knipling. Number 22, Morgan Maxwell. Number 24, Gracelyn Straight. Number 30, Lainey Forstman. Number 34, Karis Tapio. Number 44, Alea Wilson. Team managers, Louis Knipling, Macy Maxwell, Easton Schoenfelder, May Shepherdson, statistician Ellie Gehring. Assistant coaches for Parkston, Mike Maxwell and Joe Shepherdson. And head coach for your fourth place finishers from the Parkston High School Trojans, head coach Cole Knipling. Parkston, congratulations on your season. And now let's recognize your third place team, the Corsica Stickney Jaguars. Number 10, Braylee Bordewick. Number 11, Claire Gerlach. Number 12, Sophie DeLang. Number 14, Callie Vandenhoek. Number 20, Alexis Gerlach. Number 21, Caden Pluster. Number 22, Hayden Johnson. Number 23, Remy Nelson. Number 30, Mary Krogstad. Number 31, Bristol Neidham. Number 32, Darian DeVries. Number 34, Michaela Gerlach. Number 40, Braylee Mulder. Number 42, Faith Plamp. Number 44, Brooke Howard. Statisticians for Corsica Stickney, Ashton Feenstra, Kaylee Kaufman, Presley Lafers, and Miley Wazorek. Video, Reagan Wazorek. And ball girls, Ray Nelson and Emma Wazorek. Assistant coaches for Corsica Stickney, Rocky Nelson and Mackenzie Denning. Head coach for your third place finishers from Corsica Stickney, Kyle Wazorek. Congratulations, Corsica Stickney, on your season and your third place finish. Our championship game featuring the Ethan Rustlers and Harding County Ranchers will begin in approximately 20 minutes.
Check, check. There we go. We got the mic on. Head coach Kyle Wazorek joins us. Coach, congratulations. Boy, talk about that win. First half, there were moments that you guys were left for dead, but so much fight in your team.
We did. We came out a little slow, but we held in there and we fought off every run they had, and we kept it close enough. We knew we always had a chance.
Talk a little bit about your freshman first, Remy Nelson. Man, she hit some shots.
She did. She stepped up. That's what she does. She's a shooter. She's a gym rat, and she knocks them down.
Talk about Hayden Johnson. You mentioned in some notes, best rebounder in Class B at 5'7". It don't matter the size. She can play.
It does. She's just an athlete, super aggressive. She works so hard, it's incredible.
Of course, Bordewick and DeLang really just carried you guys all weekend.
You know what you're going to get. You're going to get X amount of points, then you throw in the role players, and these are the kind of results you get.
Come in as the 8 seed, leave number 3 in Class B. What a tournament.
It is. We avenged our loss against Lyman. We played Ethan in the season and lost. We didn't get that one, but we lost to Parkston, and we finished off with revenge there, too.
Congratulations, Coach. Great season.
Appreciate it.
Head coach Kyle Wazorek of the Corsica Stickney Jaguars. We'll take a break. Hey, we're back with our state championship game in a couple of minutes here on SDPB Sports.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
At Muth Electric, we don't just power projects, we empower people. We invest in training, mentorship, and career development opportunities at every level. Because strong careers build strong communities. Your future is bright with Muth Electric. Muth Electric now hiring.
Welcome back to First Bank and Trust Arena. Yeah, we still have a championship game to get to. That was our third place game, overtime victory for Corsica Stickney over Parkston. Some second half highlights as you see big shot after big shot by both teams when they needed them. And then in the end, it was just Corsica Stickney, Lisa, they just made a few more of those big shots.
Yeah, you know, they just, you talked about it, Coach talked about it, they just didn't give up, just to chip away a little bit at a time because Parkston led by 12 in the third. Corsica Stickney took the lead with 2:49 left in regulation and with the 3 by Johnson to go up 52-51, and they just didn't look back after that. You know, Corsica Stickney outscored Parkston 10 by 10 points in the fourth period. Otherwise, Parkston had led every period, outscored them just by a basket or two every period.
Unbelievable effort by Corsica Stickney. You got a few stats there. Throw those out at them just to get us going.
Yeah, you know, Broadwick finished with your 18. Delane finished with 13. Hayden Johnson, 22, 9 rebounds. For the victors, Corsica Stickney. Parkston, you know, you had a great effort by Zbart, 16, Oakley, 16, and they were being, you know, they didn't let them get a lot of really easy shots. They really had to work for those. And then Morgan Maxwell's hit some really big shots throughout the course of that game.
Big win in overtime for Corsica Stickney, 65-58. We wrap that one up. Take a little break, but we're going to throw something at you. The Kopel name needs little introduction amongst basketball fans in South Dakota. Ashlyn Kopel, now a senior for Wagner, continuing to add to her family's legacy. The Gatorade Player of the Year for South Dakota earlier this season. SDPB took a trip to Wagner to spend a day with one of the basketball players, the best ones in the state.
The town of Wagner is located in southeast South Dakota, east of Lake Andes, west of Avon, and south of Armour. It's a nice town that is home to one of the most heavily recruited athletes we've seen in the state, Ashlyn Kopel.
It's always been one of my passions and something I've been wanting to be really good at. It's always been like a really big part of my life. My parents are both coaches, so I've kind of grown up in the gym, running the family of basketball, so yeah, it's all really special.
Ashlyn's aunt Mandy Kopel had a standout career in both high school at Wagner and collegiately at the University of South Dakota. But for Ashlyn, she's dedicated to creating her own unique legacy.
She's kind of always just pushed me. After I beat her scoring record, she sent me a text just like saying how proud of me she was, and yeah, she's just been like a really important person in my life growing up, so it's all been super cool to just kind of follow in her footsteps. I try to get here every morning, wake up at 6 and come shoot, and then yeah, I'm usually here until like 8, and I try to do that every morning. I mean, there's days where I sleep in or like we get home late so I don't come in, but yeah, I've put a lot of hours into this game, so it's just nice to see that it's all paid off. From November to March is kind of just all basketball. I mean, I wake up, go to the gym, and then I'll be in school and I'll be watching film if I don't have anything to do. Yeah, practice after school, usually watching like college games.
Ashlyn quickly rose to being one of the most sought-after young basketball players in the nation.
I think the recruiting process alone was like one of the hardest things I've been through, which sounds bad to say because there's a lot of people that like want to be in my situation. There's a lot to deal with at first. I mean, I was super excited, like loved the phone calls, loved texting the coaches, and just like soaking it all in. And then it started to get like more and more busy, and I felt like I was like constantly on the phone with people, dreading calls, like dreading going to visit schools. And it kind of just like consumed all my time, and I felt like I was like not enjoying my high school experience and just like being a kid. So I decided to just narrow it down, and that like really let the pressure off me, and things got a lot better then.
Once the list was narrowed, she made the decision to commit to the Cornhuskers.
I just really like their coaching staff, the way they play, just like the campus. It's only 4 hours from here, so like when I want to come home, I'll be able to come home. My family will be able to make it to games. So, I mean, it was really a no-brainer to go to Nebraska.
Ashlyn's dad, Mike, is her high school head coach.
Yeah, that's an experience that I don't think is very common, so I try to soak it in. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely days where like we butt heads or don't get along, but I think finding the right balance between him being my coach and being my dad has been really important. And we've kind of found that more and more over the years. And yeah, I'm super excited to just play my last year with him being my coach and just soaking it all in.
I really don't think as a dad, you know, like when I have her, like I consider all my girls, I've always told them, you're all my kids. I want to treat you like a dad. I respect you and care for you guys all that way. Just as a coach, you know, you got to cut that separation. Like, yes, she's my own blood, but she's one of my players. And, you know, I hold her standards just as high as all the other kids' standards. Having your own kid too, going back when you're a dad plus the coach, I mean, I get after her just as much as I get after the other kids. And it's kind of a, by example, like, oh geez, he's after Ashlyn, like I better do what he's telling me to do, because he really does mean it, because it's not just, oh, she knows everything or she's better and she's more skilled. It's everybody's on the same cut. It doesn't matter if you're the top or the bottom link. It's we're coaching you all up, and you all have expectations and standards that you need to abide by.
Her mom, Tara, is an assistant coach for Wagner, who brings balance to the bench.
She's definitely like the one that can settle him down and just like the encourager on the team, and then he's the one that's kind of like the more aggressive one. But yeah, they balance each other out well and usually figure it out, so.
She also had told me once she doesn't like that she's just known for basketball. And I said, what do you want your legacy to be, whatever it is? She goes, I just want people to know that I have these talents because of God. God gave me these talents, and I want to give him the glory that he deserves because of that. I can see her really trying to rise up to that during college and just hanging on to that a little bit tighter.
Ask the Copels and they'll tell you. They love Wagner, and they think it's a place that everyone can enjoy.
You know, there's a lot of people around the state like, oh, Wagner's from a reservation. You know, I just wish they could come and spend a few weeks here at our school, because it doesn't matter the color of our skin. All these kids are willing to give the clothes off their back and do whatever it takes to make it better.
Just here for the kids and here to make it a great experience for them, or try to get them to enjoy it and find some passion for it and keep going.
There's a lot of communities like ours that just like love their teams, love their community, and just support in any way they can, and I feel like that's how Wagner is. I feel like everyone here just knows everyone, so that's like a big help, and I just have a lot of family here too, so yeah, it's just been all really cool to be a part of.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
From First Bank and Trust Arena at South Dakota State University, I'm Brad DeBeer. It's state championship time in Class B girls basketball. Let's meet our teams. The Harding County Ranchers come into this one at 24-1. Out of Buffalo, Harding County, Jay Wahman, the head coach, on Wisconsin, the school song. They got here by beating McLaughlin, Timberlake, and Jones County. The win over Bennett County and then over Parkston last night. And now they'll take on Ethan. How are they going to start? Well, the First Dakota starting lineups look like this. Macy Went, Camry Padden, Rayleigh Hunsucker, Kaylin Padden, and Braden Padden as they get ready to take on the number 4 seed, Ethan Rustlers, 23-2. Ethan comes out of Davison County. Tom Young, the head coach. 67 students, maroon, gold, and white on Wisconsin, the school song. Your road to the finals, I should say. looked like this. A couple of wins over Flandre Indian School, Sanborn Central, Woonsocket, and then over Dubrook in the Sodak 16. Coleman Egan and Corsica Stickney fell victim to Ethan. Your First Dakota starting lineups for Ethan look like this. Macy Dean, Marissa Storm, Sadie Mueller, Rachel Clark, and Tasia Hawkins. Let's turn it over to Al Bahi one more time for starting lineups.
And good evening once again, one final time. Welcome to Brookings and welcome inside First Bank and Trust Arena. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard welcome you to the championship game of the State Class B Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Our championship rumble will feature the visiting team on the scoreboard with a 24-1 record, the Ranchers from Harding County.
Is that Christian? Christian?
And the home team on the scoreboard with a record of 23-2, the Rustlers from Ethan High School. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of our high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs, so please enjoy tonight's game and support our athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. It's time now to meet our junior officials for this championship contest. Our junior officials are sponsored by Swiftel Communications, 605 Custom Design, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill, and Zip Trip C-Stores. Our junior officials for the championship from Harding County, Saban Wilson. And our junior official from Ethan, Oliver Baer. Let's meet the starting lineups in alternating fashion. For Harding County, a 5'9" junior guard, number 20, Macy Wendt. For Ethan, a 5'4" freshman, number 10, Macy Dean. For Harding County, a 5'9" sophomore guard, number 22, Camry Patton. For Ethan, a 5'6" senior, number 12, Marissa Storm. For Harding County, a 5'4" senior guard, number 24, Rayleigh Hunsucker. For Ethan, a 5'8" junior, number 14, Sadie Mueller. For Harding County, a 5'6" senior forward, number 30, Kaylin Patton. For Ethan, a 5'10" senior, number 20, Rachel Clark. For Harding County, a 5'9" junior forward, number 44, Braden Patton. And for Ethan, a 5'6" senior, number 22, Tasia Hawkins. Assistant coach for Harding County is Ray Ginsbaugh. Assistant coach for Ethan is Eric Eisenbrei. Head coach of the Harding County Ranchers is Jay Wamman. Head coach of the Ethan Rustlers is Tom Young. The officials for this championship contest, referee Dalton Wademan, umpire Jason Loggy, umpire Brett Buck. The alternate is Mike Cruz. Ranchers fans, are you ready? Rustlers fans, are you ready? Let's rumble!
And we're ready to tip it out with Rachel Clark and Braden Patton, Harding County and Ethan for a state title. Here we go. Tasia Hawkins will control for the Rustlers. Storm. Handoff out top right away. They go into the weave. Backdoor cut. Storm from Hawkins.
That was an amazing pass by Hawkins.
Marissa Storm with the early bucket and the turnover. Again, you've got a team in Ethan, the oldest team, if you will, in the tournament with 3 seniors, though, that start. And that could play huge for this team in this tournament. There's another back door. Mueller has it blocked out of bounds, but a foul going to be called instead on number 22, Tasia Hawkins. Again, a lot of these kids have played in the years that they've been in the state tournament. 3 out of the last 4 didn't play last year. Tasia Hawkins played in a state tournament 2 years ago for Hanson in Class A. So again, they all have experience, and Macy Dean's the only one that probably didn't play, unless she was playing as a 7th grader. I don't remember her, but.
Right. You know, they just, again, I just think what you said earlier, though, the most veteran team here can really play out.
Yeah, that in this environment, certainly. Now a quick timeout there by Harding County, but this environment, you have to have people that are ready to settle everyone else down or don't need settling down. And I think that plays huge for Ethan.
Right. And I also think, you know, just the presence of the basketball IQ of a player like Tasia Hawkins and just the bloodlines that we've talked about over the course of the weekend.
Well, and I talked with Coach Wazorak from Corsica Stickney, and we were talking about Ethan, and he said, their basketball IQ is just off the charts, or at least it looks like it on film. And when you watch them play, it's either their basketball IQ is off the charts or they're so well coached and disciplined that one way or the other, that just shows through in the way they play. Full court pressure applied by Ethan. Didn't have anybody in the middle of the floor, so it took him a little while. Hunsucker, left side. Pulled up top, went for 3, right wing, got it! Macy Went. So the first offensive possession at the half court for Harding County turns out good. 4-3 our score. Hawkins now out top. Off the dribble, just about lost her balance. Nelson, or Dean out top, gives to Hawkins. Hawkins now guarded by Hunsucker. On the perimeter, looks like Ethan or Harding County switching all those screens and handoffs. They're switching everything.
I think the only thing I'd be careful of is they've got some players that can step back and hit that 3. But it's hard because they can also drive to the basket.
Right, you just got to know that if you're switching, you got to close out instantly. Camry Patton steps back and hits the 3. Harding County up 6-4. Storm, leave it baseline, Mueller. Back up top to Dean. They sag off of Dean, gonna try to challenge her to shoot it. Storm will get loose on the baseline, no good. Rebound chased and saved by Went. Patton fires it over the top of Patton. Braden tries to throw it to younger sister Camry and threw it over her head.
Yeah, Coach Wallman just saying, settle down, settle down.
Slow down, no hurry. Yeah. 10 seconds is a lot longer than you think it is.
Right.
Even a fat guy like me can go 10 seconds and, go 40 feet in 10 seconds.
Or when they're sitting there waiting for the bell to ring, it's like 10 seconds takes forever.
Yeah, that's true. Turnover, and Harding County with the basketball. Went to the lane, little hop, jab step, got it, little bump, knocked it to the ground, not enough for a foul. And Macy Went has 5.
Yeah, she's had 7 points in the first game, 6 in the second game. That was her first 3, by the way, that she's hit all weekend.
And I felt like her points at 7 and 6 yesterday, especially those 6 points, were at big moments. It wasn't like she just had 6 in amongst everything. It was big baskets at big times.
Right, and I don't think she ever feels like she has to be the one to score.
Right,
she's a point guard. When they need them to score. And the full court pressure.
Nice job of being patient. Hawkins thought about the three. We'll put it on the bounce now. Kick out Mueller three. Left it short. Loose ball all the way down. Storm will go get it. We'll have a foul on the far sideline, and with that, we'll go to the media timeout. At 4:32 to play, we'll take a break. We're back with more on SDPB Sports.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Back out of the timeout for media purposes, and we are ready for action with 4:32 to play to be Ethan basketball as Harding County leads 8-4 early on this championship game. Great atmosphere. Both the Ethan fans haven't sat down yet, and that's the parents. Ethan will control. Storm, right wing, kick out baseline. Sadie Mueller guarded there by Padden. Down the lane, Hawkins. Oh, good spin move. Storm leaves it for Clock underneath, and then fouled from behind. Macy went, dropping down just a half step too late, and had to foul trying to knock that ball out of the hand. So Macy will pick up her first personal. Last time Harding County won a state championship, 2001. The head coach's wife, Jay Wildman's wife, Dana, was a Johnson then, was a member of that team. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Kelly Mesmer. Thank you, Christian Christensen through Kelly Mesmer, the activities director there at Harding County. They've had numerous trips to the tournament since, but at their last championship. And Clock missed the second.
Yeah, this being their 9th trip to the state tournament.
Padden. Kaylee hands off. Kaylin, rather. Wahman checks in, the 8th grader, number 23. That's going to be a foul on Hawkins. That'll be her second personal. Hawkins tried to jump that, and that's what they like to do. That was just a long run. She's usually baseline, tries to get that takeaway here, but she had to come all the way to that three-point line.
Yeah, just had to travel a long ways and just obviously mistimed it.
Yep. Trap in the corner on the baseline. Page gets it down inside to Padden, and then she fires it over top of Camry Padden. So that's twice they think Camry's about 7'6". She hasn't been able to reel it in.
It's either that or go gadget arm.
Yeah, she's a nice athlete, and she can get off the floor a little bit, but not that high. Satin Wilson. Hey, awesome. They're going to call a foul on Wilson. A grab of the arm. Wilson will pick up the foul. Satin her first. Good hustle. That was right here in front of us. Now Dean, the freshman, against Satin Wilson. Across the timeline. Mueller looking for a backdoor cut on that flex. That little flex cut if they run with a shuffle. No foul on the contact. Hawkins had that one go out of bounds behind the backboard. 8-5 our score.
Yeah, there's been no field goals for Ethan the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, they look a little bit frazzled by this Harding County defense. Harding County playing so hard right now on defense. At man-to-man, it's switching everything.
When you talk about the both ends, Harding County hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
He tried to throw that one over Camry Patton. She went up and got it that time.
Yeah, she
Missed the three. Satin Wilson for three. Got it from the top.
So you just got to talk about the scoring drought, and someone always steps up.
It's worked. You are the ultimate broadcaster to help them out.
Not sure who I help out, but you just got to try to mention them both so you don't get any favoritism.
That's right. 11-5 Harding County. Hawkins now. At the top. Mueller. Storm. Reverse dribble or reverse pivot. Dean for three. Too strong. Clock with the rebound, and then we'll have a held ball. It'll be Harding County basketball. 2:09 to play in our opening quarter of the state championship game. Harding County with 4 fouls, Ethan with just 1, and it's amazing to me how Ethan stays out of foul trouble.
I know.
They play pressure defense, they get up in passing lanes, but they just they're smart. Must work on closeouts constantly because they don't get out of position.
Disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, the one that Tasia got earlier is just kind of out of character because they usually are very disciplined on those.
Rachel Clark ripping that rebound out of there. Storm, kick it to Mueller. Three-pointer left wing. No, rebound taken out by Wahman. Push ahead. Satin Wilson. Wilson will fire it over to Wahman. Three-pointer for the 8th grader, left it short. Rebound. And a foul to the other way. Macy Dean gonna have free throws. That's the 5th team foul, first personal on Carson Page. Again, those are the ones, as a coach, they've already established on a rebound like that. They've already established possession. We're 90, 84 feet away from our basket. Just get back, or at least let her dribble before you start to try to guard that. A lot of reaching in and grabbing it makes it makes a gray hair fast. Dean. First free throw is good. First sub in the game for Ethan. The only sub most likely that you'll see, Madeline Nebelsick. Out comes Sadie Mueller. Mueller's had a couple good looks on the from the three on the baseline, just right off the rim, can't get one to fall. And the second is no good. Long outlet pass to Wahman. She'll pull the three in transition, too strong. Rebound backside Hunsucker. Give it up to Wilson, off the board? No, off the board, but way too strong. Dean, and another foul on Carson Page. Again, 6 foot, trying to reach down and take it out of 5'4's hands. And she gets called with the foul. That'll bring Braden Patton back after the first free throw. Carson Page will have to come out.
Yeah, and yesterday in that game for Harding County, they had, I think, what was it? I mean, everyone had to play because they had a few people in foul trouble early on in the game.
Dean will make the first. 2 out of 3 now at the line tonight. The basket's good. Gonna fess up, it was 2001 runner-up finish for Harding County, not a state title. Off the legs of Braden Patton, out of bounds. .9 seconds.
Harding County also, Tana Negard.
Yep.
2,000 point scorer for Harding County, graduated in 1986, played at Northern.
Sure.
Is the mother of Gray Zabel.
Oh, wow.
So.
Ran across Gray Zabel out in Pierre on our senior government trip. I went with our seniors out there, and he was eating at Red Rosa, so our kids got some pictures, and it was pretty cool. He's a great dude.
Yeah, he's been back. I've seen a lot of young kids getting pictures of him. He's a great guy. Gets out, spends some time with the youth.
Yep. Way out high, Marissa Storm. Coach Young wants one shot with 12 seconds to play in the quarter. Hawkins up top, Storm. 4-3. Oh, great dump down. Clock loses the handle. Storm will fire it on the baseline and miss it wide left. 11-8 our score. Harding County after one. We'll take a break. We're back in 60 on SDPB Sports.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
First 8 minutes is off the clock. We start quarter number 2, 11-8 Harding County. 4 of 9 for Harding County, 1 of 9 for Ethan, and a drought.
Yeah, you know, their last field goal, their only field goal was at the 7:48 mark. So they've had a few free throws, but they got off to that hot start. Harding County called a timeout, kind of gained composure, and has had some turnovers themselves, but just has been able to find the basket a little bit more than Ethan.
Little zone now, 2-3 zone for Harding County. Try to change things up a little bit. Held ball, Camry Patton got her hands on it. Macy Dean.
Well, Macy Dean kind of stuck it out there in front of her and smart enough to grab it and tie it up.
Went, who's back on the floor after a couple of fouls. Just one, but she's back out there now. Hunsucker left it short. Rebound Hawkins. Hawkins will bring it up. Waits for everybody to clear. Now across the timeline. Calling out directions for people to get to the right spot. Nebelsick gives it up, then gets it back. Kick out clock for 3. In and out, no good. She went off for, what, 4 or 5 in that opening night. A foul inside, what do you call it, Nebelsick, I think? It is. Madeline picks up her first personal. Be on the floor. So Camry Patton will trigger the inbound on the baseline. Top of the key 3. Patton in and out for Kaylin Patton. Rebound Nebelsick. Storm against Patton. Now back into man-to-man. Hawkins missed it wide. Macy Dean, that's a foul. Hunsucker has an armful.
Right. It wasn't the ball.
No. I'm not sure her hand ever touched the ball on that little sequence. Hawkins to inbound. Now 2-3 again for Harding County. They are mixing it up about every trip. I think they're going man on misses and 2-3 on dead balls or makes, the way it looks to me.
That brings back some memories.
Yeah, just change it up when you can.
Right.
Tipped out of bounds by Braden Patton. And a lot of times, it's more so, I mean, it's more so to confuse the other team, try to get them to do something they're not used to. But you can also use it as, okay, we've done this for 8 minutes now. What's working better? Should we get back into man when we really need to bear down and D up? Are we going to play man or 2-3?
Right.
Or do we just keep changing it up because it's kept Ethan off balance?
Right. It's hard for them to kind of get into any type of flow. And
Miller up top. Dean thought about the 3, kicks it to Hawkins.
I think that's important for Harding County, is to keep Ethan off kind of off balance and not let them get real comfortable with anything.
Yeah, if they settle in, it's trouble.
Yeah, we'll see. Yesterday looked like it went in, but it didn't.
Hit the bottom of the net, just not through the top first.
Saying that the ball hit the line and not, I think, the foot. So she was trying to bounce off the foot of the Ethan.
11-8 our score. Ethan to inbound. Full court pressure now, man to man. I think the scout has been what we tried to do and others told us they've tried to do, keep them uncomfortable early, and that's when teams have success, and that's exactly what Harding County is doing right now, keeping Ethan uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're not able to really get in any type of flow. 1 of 13, 0 of 9 from the three-point line.
Camry Padden throws it to Went. Went on the drive, loses the handle. Last touch by Ethan. It was ripped out of there. 5:09 to play in our second quarter. Camry Padden will inbound. Brayton Padden on the block, no good. Storm with the rebound. Now they'll run. Mueller across the lane, clock up and good.
And that is a much needed basket for Ethan. That is their first basket since the 7-minute 48 seconds in the first period.
Wow, that is a long streak. That's the first basket of the second quarter as well for either team.
Yep.
Went, kick it out to Hunsucker. Hunsucker 3 on the way, got it! Rayleigh Hunsucker, 4 threes in this first half for Harding County. So kind of a reversal of what happened last night. We saw Ethan with all the threes.
Right.
Dean, handoff, Storm, jumper in the lane, no good. Clock with a rebound and tied up by Padden with the held ball. We're going to have the media timeout. And on the media timeout, it's 14-10, Harding County. We'll take a break. We're back with more on SD PB Sports.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, or your forever friends and your fur kids too. For your better half or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
From First Bank and Trust Arena, waiting for Ethan to get out of their huddle. And Brett Buck will direct them to the other end. We are good to go with Ethan inbounding under their own baskets. Fired out to Hawkins way out high. Back to Storm in the corner. Storm for 3. Marissa Storm, her first 3 of the game. She's got 5 points. That's the first 3 of the game for Ethan.
Yeah, last night 14 of 36 from the three-point line.
Mueller steps in and takes it away. Ethan has amped it up just a little bit more on the defensive end. You can see they stood a lot flat-footed in that first quarter, not like them. They're typically on their toes, lots of movement. Here they changed it up.
Well, I think, they've had to spend a lot of mental energy on the offensive end, trying to see what Harding County was doing defensively.
Storm for 3 again. And if Marissa Storm gets going, you got to watch out. 16-14, Ethan has regained the lead now. 3 for Hunsucker, too strong. She hoisted that one. Dean will run out, keep the dribble. All the way to the corner, then get it back to Storm. Long 3, she's feeling it. In and out, no good.
Yeah,
what do they call that, a heat check?
It might be. Ethan's had a 6-0 run over the last minute, but that's 2 threes, back-to-back threes, and almost had that 9-0 run.
Camry Patton can't get it to go. In and out. Storm will bring it. Oh, Storm just about lost the handle. Got it back. Clock from the corner. Mueller thought about the 3 left wing. Storm up top. Dean now, let's play catch. 4 out, 1 in offense, and that 1 in is facing, not really his back to basket, but likes to face the basket more than anything. And that's Rachel Clock. Hawkins for 3, no. Rebound, Mueller lost it. Kaylin Patton will push. Leave it for Carson Page on the run, the left hand up and good. Good job by Page to run the floor, but a great look by Kaylin Patton. She was eyes to the left sideline, and then out of her peripheral vision just could see Carson Page, left it to her on the run.
Yeah, her first 2 points of the game.
Gave her the old side eye and led her right to the hoop. Storm. Yeah, they're going to hand the whole time. Yep. They'll let you do it once, but when you stay on there and just go all the way down the lane, they're going to call that a lot of times.
But neither team in foul trouble. You got Ethan with just, is that their first foul?
Yep. Satin Wilson picked up her second, so only 2 fouls in the quarter for Harding County, but Wilson does have 2. Page
Wilson
has
and
2.
Page have 2, yep, and so does Went.
Now we're going to have a foul on Ethan. Foul number 14, Sadie Mueller. Tied at 16, 1:31 to play in our second quarter. Low scoring game here in First Bank and Trust Arena in our championship game, but credit the defenses. Now 2-on-1. Patton will back it out, swing it. Wahman out top, Wentz. The fake, ball fake with her mouth open. She was giving everything on that fake. That was great. Kaylin Patton inside, missed it. Wentz loses the handle, and a foul going to be called. Is that going to be on Hawkins? If it is, that'll be her 3rd.
I think they only have her with 1 foul.
They only listed her with 1? I thought she had 2.
I thought she had 2 too, but she has 1 foul in the stat book.
Oh yeah, they must have gave that to someone else. So that one was called though on 10, Macy Dean, regardless.
Pretty sure her 1 foul was the one here in front of us.
I didn't have one for Mueller, so there must, no, I've got one on Mueller. Trying to see who I'm missing one on.
So 1 on Dean, 1 on Mueller, 1 on Hawkins, 1 on Nettlesek.
Okay, I guess I just had an extra one for some reason. No good on the free throw for Went, but a rebound and then thrown out of bounds by Braden Patton. She was just trying to save that as she was falling down. So Camry Patton, Braden Patton. Macy Wahman. And a timeout as Ethan can't get it in. So a quick 30 by Ethan with 1:06 to play. Want to save that possession. Tom Young going to call his team over and try to settle them down. Look at getting just 1 possession here before the half, or get 2 probably, but just get a good possession. I mean, here on this one, if they can get it inbounded and get going.
I think both teams kind of look in this last minute, try to get something, a little momentum going into halftime.
Again, coming up at halftime, we will have a whole bunch of awards to be given out, actually. Not a whole bunch, but we got a couple. We'll give away, of course, the Spirit of 6 award to the team with the top cheer squad. Not a lot of cheerleaders here, I don't think, with teams. I haven't noticed really. Been about 4 teams.
Yeah, 4 teams, maybe 5. I mean, when you look at some of the schools, half the team is on, or half the schools almost on the court or in the stands. It doesn't leave a whole lot.
Following that, the Spirit of Sioux will be handed out to a senior that has earned that name. Hawkins double team, but keeps her dribble. Went now way out high.
Pretty sure that wasn't something she hasn't seen before.
Yeah. It's a good job by Harding County to come jump that. Long three, Marissa Storm. Storm's got 11 3 threes in this quarter. 7.5 seconds or so difference, shot clock to game clock. Hawkins will tip it out of bounds. 19-16. Camry Patton says, Rayleigh, come get it. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're running that play. Sorry, my bad. Camry Patton gonna work it down. Hunsucker for three, too strong. Rebound, Kaylin Patton up too strong. Braden Patton, turnaround up, got it! Braden Patton just working the glass. And a blocking foul. Not gonna hurt anything as far as free throws. However, Wildman will pick up her first personal.
Yeah, she might have took a shot there too.
Yeah, that was an 8th grader standing in that a senior said, try to get by me. Deja Hawkins with a little burst of speed to go to the sideline, ran right over. The moving.
That's like stepping in front of a freight train.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna slow down.
No, she wasn't.
Storm 2-1, get the three off, no. We'll go to halftime. Ethan, 19. Harding County, 18. We're back with some awards in a moment on SDPB Sports.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
From First Bank and Trust Arena, Class B Girls State Basketball Tournament action, it's time to give out some awards. Al Bahi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the center of the floor for the award known as the Spirit of Six. The Spirit of Six trophy honors the memory of 6 Rapid City cheerleaders who lost their lives in an airplane accident while returning from the 1968 Boys State Basketball Tournament. This award was first presented by the South Dakota Peace Officers Association in 1970, and in 1977, the Peace Officers Auxiliary began presenting the award at the girls' basketball tournaments. The award exemplifies characteristics of the 1968 Rapid City squad. Those who knew the girls commented on their leadership, school spirit, sportsmanship, and dedication. They were positive representatives for their school and supported their team, whether winning or losing. Tonight, representing the South Dakota Peace Officers Auxiliary, are Doris Hornby, past president of the South Dakota Peace Officers Auxiliary, and David Miller, past president of the South Dakota Peace Officers Association. The cheer squad chosen to receive the Spirit of Six trophy for this year's Girls State B basketball tournament is Bennett County High School. Cheer coach for Bennett County is Danielle McDonald. Squad members are Cambry Clausen, Caitlin Fry, Nisha Marshall, Marias May, Kiki Moran, and Onia Red Bear. Congratulations, Bennett County, your 2026 Spirit of Six recipients.
And no other awards to be given out at this time until the rest of the till the teams come back out. When they come back out, then we will have our Spirit of Sioux award handed out. And again, that typically happens about the 3-minute mark or so by the time they get teams talking and then get them back out on their benches. And again, how that works, it's a senior from one of the teams playing in the state championship. There's a committee that reviews all of the application processes.
Your first half team statistics
coaches
for
are
Harding
able
County,
to,
shooting from the floor,
schools,
7 of 22 for 32%.
Schools are able to nominate
three-point
one senior
territory,
from their
4
team
of 14 for
that
29%.
Portrays
the
what they
Ranchers
feel portrays the he'll read us sort of pillars of the Spirit of Sioux. So take a look at the highlights real quick while we're waiting on teams to come back out for that first half. Eventful first half, not a lot of points put up, but it was a hot start for Ethan, and then they got quiet for a while. Harding County went on a run, and then it flipped again, Lisa.
Yeah, it was kind of the tale of the two periods. You had Harding County up 11-8 in the first, and then you flip that in the second. Ethan 11 and Harding County 7. So that takes you to your 19-18 score. Probably the real big difference is Ethan got to the free throw line 8 times, made 6. Where Harding County only got there twice and did not make a free throw, but they do have a couple extra baskets.
Yep, 31% for Harding County, 22% from the field now for Ethan. And like you said, that's a missed shot. So 18-17 on the glass where Harding County is leading. So
yeah, the three-point shot, you know, what we saw yesterday with Ethan, today only shooting 18%.
Very good. Time to hand out another award. Let's do the Spirit of Sioux Award. Here's El Bahi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit of Sioux Award is awarded to an outstanding young athlete who exemplifies Sue-Ann Big Crow's life. Sue-Ann was a senior at Pine Ridge High School when she was killed in a car accident driving to the 1992 Miss Basketball Award banquet in Huron. Sue-Ann was best known for her accomplishments on the basketball court, but her academic record and community involvement were equally important. Sue-Ann stood against drugs and alcohol and always talked of making life better for those around her. Sue-Ann recognized the need for more positive role models and chose to become one. Realizing the value of an education, she maintained a near 4.0 grade point average. Her lifestyle was an inspiration to not only the Lakota people, but also to non-Indian people who responded with tributes, poems, and letters expressing the positive impact she'd made on their lives. Sue-Ann possessed an insight far beyond her years and presented herself as a young Lakota lady who was proud of her heritage and equal to all. The following is a quote from a speech she made to an 8th grade graduating class. High school can be the most fun time of your life, but don't lose sight of the main purpose, an education. It is the key to a better life for our people. Tonight, the South Dakota Fraternal Order of Police will present the award, the 2026 Spirit of Sioux winner from Ethan High School, Marissa Storm.
So congratulations to Marissa Storm, your Spirit of Sioux winner. And congratulations to Bennett County, your Spirit of Six winner. Again, just to feel the extra awards given out here at the State Girls Basketball Tournament. We'll take a break, come back, and get you set and ready for our second half when we return on South Dakota Public Broadcasting, SDPB Sports.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
And welcome back to First Bank and Trust Arena, where Ethan and Harding County are locked up in a good one, 19-18 here at the half. Again, leading the way individually for these two teams. 11 points for Marissa Storm, 3 points for Macy Dean, 3 points for Rachel Clark, 2 points for Sadie Mueller. And if you'd say that Tasia Hawkins would go scoreless and you'd still be in the lead at halftime, you'd probably take that information. You wouldn't believe it, but you'd take it. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
She does have 3 assists.
Yep, and that very first one, that backdoor to Storm,
that was
pretty.
Sweet. That was sweet. I think you called that skibbity smooth.
Skibbity smooth on that pass. 5 points for Macy Went for Harding County, 3 for Camry Patton, 3 for Rayleigh Hunsucker, 3 points for Satin Wilson, 2 points for Kaylin Patton.
She's been huge on the board, 6 boards for her.
Yeah. No points for Kaylin Patton, excuse me.
When you only have 18 rebounds and you've got 6,
yeah,
she's working her tail off inside.
Yeah, she definitely is a worker. Well, again, we'll see any adjustments to try to get loose offensively for one of these teams to see if that changes things, or if it's just a matter of sticking to your game plan and hoping the ball goes in the hole a little bit better, because it's not like they didn't get good shots. Both teams had good looks, 7 of 22 and 5 of 22. They're both looking at each other like, we got what we wanted most of the time, just didn't make shots.
Right, but we know both these teams can turn that around and score some points in a hurry. Seems like if one person gets going, the whole team kind of gets going.
16 minutes to play in the girls' basketball season in Class B, and we'll decide it right here at First Bank and Trust Arena. Taken away by Ethan. Marissa Storm, the knockaway. Blocked is Dean, and then knocked to the floor. They're going to have a foul called on Harding County, actually, on the rebound. I think it's going to go on Macy Went. It is. Macy will pick up her 3rd personal. She just had a second personal I have. Is that right? Nope, 3rd personal. There we go.
Yeah, she just came in late and kind of knocked her to the ground. If Dean would have waited, I think, a split second on that shot, she probably would have had a little cleaner look.
Clock for 3 from the top of the key, no good. Hawkins swing it. Baseline Storm. Storm back to the top. Storm back to the left side. Dean circle off the top of the key. Keep her dribble. Lose her dribble, then be fouled by Rayleigh Hunsucker. Rayleigh will pick up her second personal. Storm to Dean to trigger the sideline out of bounds. Now Hawkins. To Storm, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Dean inside, missed it. Oh, 5'4" over, working away. Wilson swing it to Wendt, or to Hunsucker. Wilson came in for Wendt. Corner to Padden. Camry off the dribble, pull up, no, gonna dump it down low, and it's taken away by clock. And then a foul gonna be called. Coach Wallman doesn't like that call. Foul is called on Camry Padden.
That's one thing you really got to try to control, is having those kind of two mistakes.
Yep.
One leads, you have the turnover in the pass, but then you pick up a foul off that, and she kind of looked to grab in there and pulled back that time.
Hawkins for three. Her first one is good. Hawkins finally got loose out top with a wide open look, and she made it count.
Yeah, her first points of the game.
Back the other way, Harding County's just struggling to find hoops right now. Again, both teams with a great defensive plan, it looks like to me.
Right.
And they just can't get their offenses to get loose. Storm to the lane, leave it. Clock will shoot the three, top of the key, and she'll knock it down. They've taken the cover off at this end, and a timeout, Harding County. 25-18, Ethan by 7. The number 4 seed has opened it up just a little bit on the number 6 seed in this state tournament. As we wind down the girls basketball season here tonight, we remind you that SDPB sports coverage continues next week with live coverage of the boys basketball championship beginning Thursday, March 19th. The B tournament will be in Aberdeen at Northern State, of course. Barnett Center, Watts Arena, the site. SDPB 2 is where you'll find it if you can't make it to Aberdeen, or of course online, sdpb.org. AA will be out in Rapid City, and the Class A will also be in Rapid City. AA at the Ice Arena, Class A at the Monument. So we get ready for that next week at sdpb.org, or of course one of the 3 SDPB TV stations, bringing you state high school basketball, wrap up the winter sports seasons. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that a lot of schools are starting their 4th quarter already.
Yeah, we've wrapped up ours we're a week into our 4th quarter already. Yesterday, today Friday, and today Saturday, so Thursday was our last day of the first week of the last 9 weeks already, so. I think we technically get 10 weeks in our last quarter, but let's say that was touched by Ethan, so we could go on the other side of the timeline to get it. Padden missed it short. Last touch by Storm. Coach Wallman just pulling his hand. Don't touch it. Let it go. We'll just trigger it from the sideline here. Hunsucker at the top of the key. Camry Padden on the baseline. Drive, step through, and a foul on Macy Dean, I believe. Nope, they're going to call it on Storm instead before she got to Dean.
That's just her first.
Corner, Hunsucker's too strong. Camry Padden has it go off her hands out of bounds. It'll be Ethan basketball. Those are hard rebounds to get. You're kind of coming in hot, and then it doesn't touch anything.
Well, you think it's going to maybe bounce off the rim or hit something, and doesn't touch anything and makes it really difficult.
Line change coming for Harding County. It'll be Went, Page, and Wahman coming in at the next dead ball. Hawkins to the lane, leave it to Clock. Now kick out Storm, short.
Yeah, that was some nice ball movement by Ethan in that possession, though.
Hawkins with the drive is your first option. Clock on the dip down as your second, and then the kick out. Foul. Kalen Patton will go to the free throw line. Here's a look at it. Push ahead from Camry. Kalen steps through, and Clock fouled her all the way up. Patton's going to get 2 free throws. No points in the quarter yet for Harding County. First opportunity, Patton got it.
That's her first points of the game.
Subs will come in.
She had first 15 points on the first day, 13 points yesterday.
Kalen will make second attempt, no good. Hawkins on the run on the sideline. She does bob the head with contact a lot. They did add the flop call to high school basketball this year. In all the games I saw and went to, though, never saw it called.
Never.
You be the first one to call it, right, Ruth? You be first. As animated as you worked this weekend, dude, you should just call that thing all weekend. We got immediate timeout if we get a hold of Brett Buck. Not going to do it. We'll get the next one. We tried. If I just had a little pea shooter, I could hit him in the back of the head with it. We're good. Camry Patton, kick it baseline. Wahman step through, block, no good. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins on the run. Hawkins will leave it. Storm in the paint. Now we'll get the immediate timeout. And we'll send teams to their bench with 4:15 to play. We'll take a break. Back at 60 on STPB Sports.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride. The values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Out of the immediate timeout, we're ready for action here as Brett Buck will hand off to Marissa Storm, who will trigger the inbound for Ethan. Box set, little music in the background. Storm to the lane, give to Hawkins now on the kick out. Sadie Mueller, back to Storm. Harding County into that 2-3 zone, trying to change it up a little. And they do. Went will come away with it, then lose the handle. Macy Dean maybe just, I don't think she touched it, but just enough to distract.
Right.
Macy Went, she thought she had the easy dribble, then lost the handle. Now they're in man-to-man. They were in zone. Sadie Mueller just came over to Coach Young and said, they're zone. And now they come out man-to-man. So again, we've seen it on missed shots or dead balls. They go one defense, and then they go the other.
The other, yep.
Dean will rip out another rebound, snuck underneath Patton. Not an easy box out when you're 5'11" to box out 5'4". Sometimes that's just,
right.
It sounds easy, but it's the hardest box out. Can't find them. Pull up from the free throw line. Tasia Hawkins, a little touch, got it to go.
Yeah, that was a nice pull-up jumper for Hawkins. She now has 5.
Camry Patton out top, looking for help, gets it from Kalen Patton. She'll pull the 3. No good. Clock with the rebound. Carson Page swatting at the ball. Frustration there. Didn't get the foul called. Missed her on the swat, I think. Swing and a miss, maybe.
Yeah, Harding County's still looking for their first basket. They've scored a free throw this quarter, but they have not scored a basket.
Macy Dean, little hesitation dribble, got through it. And I don't know what happened there to Kaylin Patton. She went down. Kaylin is on the floor. Get checked out to see if it was a knee or an ankle. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't see it either because it was kind of away from all the action.
Teams will head to the sidelines. The girls quiet, eerily quiet.
It did. It got really quiet in here.
Thank you. Al breaks the silence with a little advertisement over there. Whew, needed
I know,
that.
because I felt like they could only hear us.
Yeah, they couldn't. Let's do it right now. We'll take a quick break, come back and see how Kaylin Patton is when we return on SDPB Sports.
For over 55 years, Muth Electric has been powering progress across the Midwest. Our team of professionals deliver electrical solutions with innovation and safety at the core. We work with purpose, knowing that each project contributes to something bigger. Muth Electric, a partner in building a brighter future since 1970.
Join us for a behind-the-scenes sneak preview look at a bold new masterpiece drama in The Forsytes, an Inside Look.
Sunday at 8, 7 Mountain on SDPB.
Thank you to the officiating crew. Give us a little extra time break away while they're tending to Kaylin Patton. And she got up and walked off on her own, so that's good news for everybody, but especially for Harding County. A little full court pressure now for Ethan. Page, too strong off the glass. Storm still dribbling it around. Somehow got out of there with it.
Somehow was able to get out of that.
Hawkins to Mueller. Mueller back outside. Dean one-on-one with Hunsucker out there. Hawkins for three from 23, no. Clock will chase down the long rebound. Then get it to Hawkins again, swing it to Storm. Storm with the left-hand dribble, reverse pivot. Mueller comes up with it. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 20 to play. 2 minutes in the quarter. Storm, little jumper from 8, got it. First basket of the quarter for Marissa Storm.
Yeah, and she leads all scorers with 13.
31-19, now Ethan by a dozen. Patton, or rather Went for Harding County, can't get it to go. Again, Harding County's going to look back on this if they don't win this game and just be like, how did we not score points? We had shot after shot, but Ethan forces you to take shots from spots that maybe they're open, but they're not the easiest shot to take, baseline specifically.
Well, I think they also make you rush your shot just a little bit, so you're not quite in the groove that you're used to.
Foul underneath, Rachel Clock, push from behind.
And Harding County still has not scored a basket, just has the one free throw this quarter.
Now that's defense.
It is defense. You know, when I was looking at defense points allowed by these two teams.
34 for Ethan, I know.
Yeah, Ethan allows 34 points. Harding County only allows 28. So
wow.
Ethan's already surpassed that.
3, Hunsucker, too strong, no good. Rebound taken out by Dean. And a foul going to be called. Macy Dean, all 5'4", 6 rebounds in this game. Foul called on Macy Went. Went picks up her 4th personal. She's going to have to come out. Back comes Braden Patton. So we haven't seen this much out of Harding County with Braden Patton and Carson Page on the floor at the same time. I'm not sure they wanted to do that, but they had to do it out of necessity.
Right.
Storm Dribbles through the trap. Gets it back. Long three. Storm too short. Push. We're going the other way. Macy Dean, a little push on Hunsucker.
That'll be her second personal.
Dean doesn't agree with the call, of course. Satin Wilson picked up her dribble. Launch it over the head of Padden. Nobody in the middle of the floor. Again, that's where you break that zone, middle of the floor, and they just haven't gotten anybody there.
Well, either way, that was going to be a turnover because she had the 10-second count.
Hawkins to Storm. Storm jumper from 15. No. Rebound, and we will go to our final 8 minutes. 31-19. Ethan by a dozen. We'll take a break. We're back in a moment on SDPB Sports.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
31-19 after 3 quarters of play. Ethan by a dozen, and we've seen it throughout the tournament. 12-point lead is not safe. Now, Ethan is, when they've gotten to a double-digit lead, they've been able to hold it in their games. But other games that we've had all weekend long, it's been runs, a game of runs, right? And we've seen that over and over. We'll see if Harding County can find a way to put the ball in the basket here.
Right, you know, they didn't score a basket in that whole third quarter, and you contribute some of that to Ethan. We talked about their defense, just really makes you kind of rush your shot or take shots that you don't normally take.
Yeah, Ethan is not afraid to win games 41-30. They're fine with that. Went out on the wing, skip it, Hunsucker. Hunsucker up top to Padden. Down inside, Went falling down, got it back to Padden. 3 on the shot clock, 3 on the way, no good.
I'm not sure that hit the rim.
I don't think so. It was. I watched the shot clock. They didn't think so either because it kept counting. Macy Dean inside. Rachel Clark on a little backdoor slip. Padden up and no good. Foul going to be called. Is that Rachel Clark? That'll be her 3rd. It is. Braden Padden will go to the free throw line. She's going to get 2 shots here in the start the 4th quarter. First one is good. Missed the second. Camry Padden with the rebound, up and good. First field goal of the second half for Harding County.
Yeah, they scored right at the end of the halftime, but didn't score at all that 3rd period. So I think they can maybe a little sigh of relief.
Marissa Storm will bring Ethan set out top, kind of slow him down a little bit, and then look to attack and give it back out. They run that weave. Hawkins kick out Mueller. 3. Got it. Sadie Mueller. Her first 3 of the game. Went trying to sneak in backside. Dean chases out to the corner. Rebound Mueller on the miss. 6 minutes to play. In the corner. Mueller back to Marissa Storm. Mueller for three. And a foul going to be called on Macy Went. Macy will foul out. The 5'9" junior picks up her 5th personal foul.
Those offensive boards just, you know, when you're trying to come back into a game and trying to get into this, those offensive boards just really hurt.
Coach Wahman going to take the entire time he gets.
Is it 30 seconds?
Yep, they've started it already. They all think there's a timeout, but they're sitting down. I'm not sure why they're sitting down. Now there is a timeout.
I think they called timeout, but they had to wait for the substitution before they can grant the timeout.
And Brett Buck was introducing the foul over here. He had no idea that there was a timeout called on the backside of him because they were all waiting for him to, and then the question started and chaos ensued. Now we're good.
We're all straightened out now.
We know what we're doing. Well, we still don't know what we're doing, but they do. So 36-22, 5:40 to play. 8 of 33, Harding County. That shooting percentage has not gone up, 24.2%. 12 of 41 is Ethan, so not great at 29%, but they've made 6 of 28 from the three-point line and 6 of 8 at the free throw line. From the three-point line, Harding County 4 of 20, and that's what they forced you to do. I don't know that Harding County is a huge three-point shooting team on the year necessarily, but they've shot 20 of them, and we still got 5:40 to play in this game, and that's what you're forced to do out of that defense from Ethan.
Yeah, looking at their schedule, you know, they play South Dakota teams. They travel up to North Dakota for 4 games, 2 Wyoming teams. We just don't get to see a lot of the Harding County games on this side of the state.
Yeah, and I know activities director, athletic director Kelly Mesmer has tried to get games this direction. It's just so hard. I mean, that's a 8.5-hour ride just to get out here from Buffalo. So you got to find ways to find games.
And we were always able to watch a lot of the games. You can find them online and watch them play.
Foul call on number 10. Macy Dean, her 3rd personal. So Dean and Clock both with 3. That's an oddity. They're not used to having fouls.
Right.
Camry Padden behind the back on the baseline. Out top, Wahman. Through the hands of Padden, and it'll be over and back. With that over and back call, Ethan will take over right in front of us here at the table. Storm will look to trigger it into Mueller. Get it back. Guarded by Padden. There's a takeaway by Hunsucker. Good job jumping that weave and that handoff.
But again, that first shot, we saw them, they just really rushed the free throw. They chase you down. They do a good job in their half court of making you alter your shots.
Foul called on number 12, Marissa Storm. There you look at the 8th grader, Wahman. She always finds her way back to the free throw line in the 4th quarter, doesn't she?
She does.
Macy yet to score in this game. Now 0 for 1 at the free throw line. Second one on the way is good.
Shooting about 33% from the free throw line. Typically about a 60% free throw shooting team.
Hawkins way out high with 4:42 to play. Probably should have took the media there, huh?
Well, maybe.
No, it might have been just right above. I didn't even see what it was. But we'll take it on the next dead. A blocking foul, now we'll get it. as Brett Buck will whistle the blocking foul. And Mr. Buck will initiate the media timeout. We will take our final break. 4:31 to play. 36-23. We're back in a moment on SDPB Sports.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Hey, buddy.
They built the ships that fought at Guadalcanal. They riveted the wings on the planes that bombed Germany. They saved the wounded at Anzio. They broke codes and boundaries, and in so doing, created an enduring legacy. The real stories never before shared from the women who were there. Join us to celebrate the hidden history of the women of World War II, the untold stories.
Tonight after basketball on SDPB.
Madison exit.
Back inside First Bank and Trust Arena. Interstates, highways, all shutting down at like, I don't know, 10:30 or 10 o'clock. I think they start shutting them down going north, and they work their way this way. By midnight, they're shutting everything down, and I don't know if there's a snowflake around our area yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere. There's some snow flying probably somewhere.
We got music racking in the background. Now we're good. Macy Dean way out high for Ethan. Give it up to Clock. Clock and Page out there.
Ethan just so patient. Just so patient on their offense, though.
Yeah, they're super. They are one of the most patient high school girls basketball teams I've ever watched.
Yeah. I think some of that's your coaching, some of that's just your
maturity.
It's your basketball IQ, understanding what needs to be done.
Storm will run the sideline, weave through people just to save time. This is where they love to eat clock with 3-4 minutes to play.
Yeah, they make it really a possession game.
And again, you can do that. You're a little comfortable. You got a 13-point lead. It's not like it's 2. You don't really do that with a 2-point lead.
Right.
They're able to just work it up to a double-digit lead and then run the clock.
But like you said, they don't care if they win by 2 or win by 20.
But Hawkins with the 3 certainly helps.
Jenny Bridge might be trying to crack a little smile.
No, she does not want to smile at all. She told me it's her game face, she said to me.
You know, I remember her playing in high school. I don't think I ever got to play, obviously against her, but probably had that game face when she played.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, and she, unfortunate, they had so many good teams at Hanson. I don't think she didn't get to play in a state tournament. The year she graduated, I think her dad got Hanson the next year to the state tournament. But she was such a great player at Hanson. And then, of course, Grandpa later coaching at Hanson still gets to coach granddaughter to a state tournament. An opportunity for a state title tonight for Ethan. 39-23, 16-point lead. Starting to feel it a little bit in the burgundy and gold. 349, maybe they call it maroon and gold. There's a little bit more on the red side than the purple.
Yeah.
So
Checking out those gold.
Those are hot.
I don't know, what would you call those?
Jumpsuit? I don't know. Disco suit?
Disco suit. That thing, disco suit, is probably more fitting for
25 John Travolta's over there. Just staying alive tonight. That's all they're doing. Patton down the lane, left hand up, no good. We have a foul call? Where did that? Call that on Clock? Nope. Hawkins on the other side. Didn't see Tasia. Her third personal. Second personal. I had that wrong earlier, didn't I? Padman missed the first. Kaylin, just 1 point tonight for Kaylin Padden. Shot is up and good this time. 2 points for Patton. 39-24 though, the points that matter up on the board right now. Hawkins lost the handle. Camry Patton will take it. Storm shows a little speed chasing it down. Leaves it across the lane to Wildman for the layup.
Nice pass, nice unselfish, knowing she had people around her, saw the open person.
39-26. 3 timeouts remain for Harding County, 2 for Ethan.
She wanted to make that pass.
She did a lot of hands and feet and knees and everything in the way. Even had she gotten that through, there's so many bodies. I don't know that there's a clean shot on the other side.
I just don't know how you could have got it through with all the feet.
No. Storm on the other side with the layup on the pass from Hawkins.
Camry Patton, I think, got a shot in the nose. We talked about that the other day when those just really sting.
They end up getting the foul on Patton. There's a good look at Marissa Storm. Free throw on the way, too strong. Can't finish the three-point play. Clock will rip it away, but not until the jump or the held ball is called first. 15 on the night for Marissa Storm.
She's had a big night.
Yeah, 3 straight threes in that second quarter really opened it up.
She's had, a big tournament. 17 that first night, only averages 8 points per game.
Rayleigh Hunsucker. With the 3 to make it 12, 2:45 to play. The 12th game of the day, the final game of the 2026 season. And OG is up 29-26 on Brandon Valley at halftime. So good one going there in the AA. Lennox still up on Machpia Luda, 54-42 now, 4 minutes to play. So Coach Adam Quayle and his Lennox Orioles have a chance to win a state title. A quick reminder, SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities made possible through the generous support of viewers just like you. A contribution today helps support the broadcast of events like the basketball championships. Make a donation today. Visit sdpb.org/donate. And the Ethan Rustlers are 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from a state title.
They're starting to feel a little bit of that excitement. They need to finish 2 minutes and 45 seconds. A lot of things can still happen.
Be their second state title in school history. They won it in 2015. Quick foul for Harding County, doing everything they can to stay in this thing.
So I think would that have been the year prior to Coach Young? It's his 10th
Possibly,
year, I think.
I think so. 2014-15 school year.
So, yep.
Ball knocked away, but gathered by Dean. Then she loses it again. Now Harding County will run out. Patton, good
Nice
pass.
pass.
Hunsucker up and good.
Just like that, you're at a 10-point game.
A blocking foul will be called. That'll be the 5th foul. We'll shoot free throws now, the rest of the way out on either side. Yeah, I think Tom Young won a title, in 2006 at Mitchell Christian. Beat Centerville that year 50-32. I believe he was coaching Mitchell Christian at that time.
2006?
Yeah. Ethan beat Sully Buttes 31-28. It might have been his first year at Ethan. I can't remember. 33-31. It's a dozen. Storm loses it. Wahman kick out. Hunsucker thought about the three, lost the handle. Kaylin Patton for three at the top, no good. Rebound, Camry Patton right back up, no good. Rebound battle for and a jump ball called as Braden Patton and Marissa Storm both battle for it. Ethan will maintain possession. 2 timeouts remaining for both Ethan and Harding County. Both teams will be in the bonus on any foul from here on out. 1:45 to play. Sadie Mueller will bring it across the timeline, look for Storm, give it up eventually to Marissa.
Harding County really pushing them out towards the half-court line.
Marissa Storm not afraid to take it all the way back out there either, keep her dribble. Hawkins and Storm will just play a little catch. A foul going to be whistled, and Storm will get free throws. Foul was called on Patton, I believe. Camry picks up her 4th. And Storm makes the free throw. 1 for 2 at the line for Marissa Storm. Satin Wilson comes back in. Macy Wallen will come back out.
And I believe Marissa Storm is going to play basketball at Dordt University also.
Oh, wow. So Storm, Brinley Landis, and Jalen Huntemer from Arlington also.
Oh, yeah.
Huntemer averaged 28 points a game this year for the Cardinals, and she's a Dordt defender in the future here as well. In and out, no good. Hawkins traveled. She thought she got rid of it in time. Wouldn't have mattered. Turnover either way, but 1:10 to play. Ethan fans are sensing it, that's for sure. Bucket inside and a timeout makes it a 12-point game with 1:08 to play. 30-second timeout whistled by, oh, they changed it to a full, no, it's a 30. Harding County trying to figure out a way to get a quick steal and another bucket. Probably used their last timeout.
Yeah, they're just 5 of 24 from the three-point line. You know, unless you can get some old-fashioned threes and get some points at the free throw line to get the clock stopped. Yeah. You just got that minute 8 left.
Ethan, who struggled in the first quarter offensively with just the 1 field goal, kind of broke out of it since then, obviously, and have made, what, 13 more field goals since then. 7 of those being three-pointers, 7 of 29.
And in both teams, neither team's shooting especially well compared to what we've seen in some of the other games.
It's gotten better for Ethan. They're at 31.8 now.
Well, they kind of had to dig themselves out of a hole to get to that 31.8.
The 1-2-2 press here by Harding County. Try to make Ethan take time and see if they can come up with a takeaway. Hawkins.
You really got to try. You don't want them to take a lot of time. You need to come up with a takeaway having just a minute left.
Yeah, you got to be a little urgent on offense too. Dean, tough to guard out there, handling it. She'll get it to the senior. Marissa Storm and 2 hands on the body, instant foul.
And I think that is her 5th.
Yep, Camry Patton will foul out. And again, but unselfish play, you had to.
Just gonna say the same thing, very unselfish play.
She didn't even know it. She's like, oh, I did, that's my 5th? Oh, okay. So Camry Patton and Macy went, both fouling out of the game. Coach Wahman with a hug for Camry Patton. Great season for that young lady. Great season for Harding County. They're, what, 24-1 right now. Gonna look like they're gonna finish at 24-2 on the season. As will Ethan. So both teams in your state championship gonna end up 24-2.
Right.
At the conclusion of this one. And a full timeout for Coach Young. Just one last little timeout to settle his crew here, just going into the last 48 seconds. Make sure they're making good decisions, taking care of the basketball.
And kind of probably what you want to do defensively.
Yeah. Make sure you know that you're not going to, no fouls, don't give up fouls. Hand up on a 3.
Yeah, I mean,
and block out.
Harding County, to really come back into this, they're going to have to be able to score some points with the clock stopped.
Yeah, and that's hard to do against Ethan. They just don't foul very much. Tonight, I've made more check marks in that than most games combined for them, I think, in the foul column. They just do not foul very often. I gotta find the right.
12 fouls.
12 fouls, there you go. 12 fouls, which, again, for them, that's a lot of fouls. They don't put teams at the free throw line very often.
Yeah, just really disciplined on defense and that maturity to know what they need to do.
Ethan comes out of their timeout now, going to set up with just Sadie Mueller all the way up, just to kind of...
Well, so you can't roll the ball in and...
Can't roll it, and then just a little pressure to make them have to go backwards with the basketball. Throw a pass, maybe they don't want to. All right, drop back, 1-3-1. They set Macy Dean at the free throw line. And there's a long three for Hunsucker. That certainly helps.
Yeah, that 1-3-1, I don't think Harding County was really expecting that, and we kind of took a shot there. Shot clock running down.
Well, and out of the 1-3-1, you do give up that three, but the way they've shot the basketball, you'd probably not worry them when they haven't hit many threes. So you kind of make them shoot and make them make one. Probably going to see a change in the defense now if they get one more possession on that end. Coming up at the conclusion of this one, we'll hand out our state champion awards, of course, to our individual awards, our second place trophy, our state championship trophy, and then hand out also the all-state or the state tournament team, all-tournament team medals or plaques. I think they get plaques from the Coaches Association. And then we'll grab Coach Young right away. Visit with him if they hold on to get this win.
I think Hardin County's got to try to go for the steal first and a foul right away. And one person you don't want to put at the free throw line is Tasia Hawkins. Now, Ethan probably want to get the ball in her hands.
Yeah, for sure. And she and Storm are going to handle it most of the time, even though Macy Dean handles it most of the time.
Yeah, Macy Dean handles it most of the time, but only about a 50% free throw shooter. Yeah. She doesn't get there very often.
Last touch by Hawkins out of bounds. 24.5 seconds to play.
Harding County with no timeouts left.
No, and they have to. I mean, it's got to be quick score. And then if you're Ethan, you just get it out of bounds, hold it. Wamman, long three, no. Rebound, battle for. Clock ticks away. That's okay if you're Ethan. You don't care if that happens. We're going to have a foul call, and Tasia Hawkins will go to the free throw line. 46-36.
Tasia Hawkins going to Morningside to play some basketball.
I did not hear that.
She also had 1,000 digs in her volleyball career.
Hawkins, first one on the way is good. 47-36. Ethan just 13 turnovers. Harding County 14 turnovers. So these two teams combining for the same number that Harding County had on the opening night.
Right.
Hawkins got it. Possibly the final points of the senior's career are coming from the free throw line for Tasia Hawkins. Three on the way. Made it. Don't have to do anything. Let the ball bounce. Throw it. Stand with it. Game over. And Ethan, your state champions for Class B. 48-39. 24-2 on the season for the Ethan Rustlers. We'll take a break. We'll come back, hand out some awards, and have some comments from Coach Young when we return on SDPB Sports.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
Inside First Bank and Trust Arena, let's do some hardware. Coach Costers is just giving me the business. Let's turn it over to El Bahi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to present the Class B runner-up and championship trophy along with team medals. Presenting the awards tonight from the South Dakota High School Activities Association Board of Directors are Chris Long and Jeff Costers, along with Jen Wickstrom from Farmers Union Insurance, and Chief Kerry Hendrickson from South Dakota Army National Guard. The runner-up trophy goes to the Harding County Rustlers, finishing the season with a 24-2 record. Harding County Ranchers. Members of the Ranchers, number 2, Calla Patton. Number 3, Tacey Tatro. Number 4, Briley Crago. Number 12, Kimber Cordell. Number 14, Satin Wilson. Number 15, Cadence Gilbert. Number 20, Macy Wendt. Number 21, Carson Page. Number 22, Camry Patton. Number 23, Macy Wamman. Number 24, Rayleigh Hunsucker. Number 30, Kaylin Patton. Number 31, Katie Patton. Number 44, Braden Patton. Harding County Rancher managers are Shelby Hansen, Jaslyn Page, Camden Peterson, Tatum Tatro, Whitley Wendt. Assistant coach for the Ranchers, Ray Ginsbaugh. And head coach for your runner-up, Harding County Ranchers, Jay Wamman. Ranchers, congratulations on your season. Your 2023 State Class B basketball tournament champions with a record of 24-2, the Ethan Rustlers. Number 5, Madeline Nedelsick. Number 10, Macy Dean. Number 12, Marissa Storm. Number 14, Sadie Muller. Number 20, Rachel Klock. Number 22, Tasia Hawkins. Number 24, Ashley Hoffman. Number 30, Anna Meligard. Number 32, Maya Storm. Number 34, Brinley Williams. Number 40, Adriana Polrice. Number 44, Ana Castillo. Statisticians for the Rustlers, Ronnie McGuire and McKenna Termere. Assistant coach for Ethan, Eric Eisenbry. And head coach for your State B champions of 2026 for the Ethan Rustlers, Tom Young. Ethan fans, there will be a welcome home at the high school gym Monday night at 7 p.m. That's Monday night, 7 p.m. at Ethan High School for your welcome home to celebrate your state champions. Fans, at this time, we'd also like to announce the all-tournament team from the weekend. First from Coleman Egan, Brinley Landis. From Centerville, Izzy Eide. From Lyman, Mac Scott. From Bennett County, Payson O'Neill. From Bennett County, Reagan O'Neill. From Corsica Stickney, Braley Bordewick. From Corsica Stickney, Hayden Johnson. From Parkston, Berkeley Zebart. From Parkston, Kiara Oakley. From Harding County, Kaylin Padden. From Ethan, Tasia Hawkins. From Ethan, Marissa Storm. Congratulations to your State Class B All-Tournament team and your champions, the Ethan Rustlers.
There you have our state champion trophy and the individual awards handed out. We'll get Coach Young over here in just a moment. And
all right, fans, you have 13
on camera. Visit with him. They're going to cut down the nets. I'm going to see if I can get his attention over here. He's still basking in all the handshakes and everything here in the middle of the floor. What a great tournament we had, though. At least we'll break this down. Coach Young, there we go. I got him. We're gonna go right in front of you here. Congratulations, Coach Young. Talk a little bit about, you came over after the game to me at the table. You said that was special. It's just been a special year for things that you guys have had to deal with in Ethan.
Yeah, it's just been an incredible year. You know, God is good. You know, we had a tough time in January, but the girls just never stopped. They never gave up. They came back, and we were blessed tonight.
Particularly tonight. That first quarter, it was a rough go. It was just hard to find shots the whole first half for either team, but your team just stuck with it. That defense you play makes it tough on teams.
Yeah, you know, our defense always has to be the staple. You know, there's nights, obviously, that the ball doesn't go in like it did last night. And I was actually kind of anticipating that because we shot really well last night, but you got to give Hardin County a lot of credit. You know, they're a good team, very well coached, play very good defense, and they made it tough on us. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of good looks, but the girls just kind of, you know, at halftime they said, guys, let's just go out and have fun, and that's what they did.
The talk about Ethan is how patient your kids are, the high IQ that they play with, and that starts with your three seniors. They're amazing.
Oh yeah, they are, you know, and that's kind of what been our strong point, because we're not the biggest team or whatever, but we do have a really good understanding of the game, and I got to hand it to my seniors. They were leaders all year, and they have a high basketball IQ, but you know, we're a team from 1 to 12, you know, and those bench girls didn't really get in, but man, they play hard during practice and make everybody better. You know, if I was ever to say we're a unified one team, this is it.
Winning is hard no matter the level. Winning a state championship is extremely hard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is, and it's just I just feel blessed.
Congratulations on the great year. Congratulations on the great career, and enjoy it with this team.
Well, thank you very much, Brad. You're an awesome guy.
Appreciate it, Tom. Congratulations to you. Coach Young with another victory, and Ethan is your state champions for Class B. We'll take a break. Back with more on SDPB Sports.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Cutting down the net at First Bank and Trust Arena, the Ethan Rustlers, your 2026 State Class B girls basketball champions. Congratulations to Coach Young and his Rustlers and all of Rustler Nation, I guess, if you will, those that are out there cheering for them. We had, I'm sure, the crew over in Germany, the National Guard crew out of Mitchell that was watching in on the weekend. Glad that they were a part of it too, be able to kind of celebrate with their team from across the sea. So thank you all for your service. We do appreciate that. Yeah. Recap from you, your thoughts as you look at stats and we see some of these highlights as Coach Young clips down the final part of the net.
Right, you know, looking at the game, it's very even between both teams. The only real difference comes down to free throws. Both teams made 14 field goals. Both teams made 7 threes, but Harding County, 4 of 10 from the free throw line, Ethan 13 of 17. And that's what it comes down to, those free throws.
Isn't that
you
crazy?
Look across the stat line, everything is just within 1 to 2 of each other. Big night from Marissa Storm, 20 points, 5 rebounds, and for Harding County, Rayleigh Hunsucker had 11. And so Ethan did a very good job on some of the bigs from Harding County, some of their big scorers.
Well, and again, what Ethan does with that defense, you watch them on film, you watch them in person, and you think, okay, they're not big, they're not overly fast, but they just are so disciplined and they go where they're supposed to go to take away easy shots and force you to take shots quicker than you want and shots you don't want to take, like baseline jumpers.
And they kept switching up their defense. You never could get comfortable.
And that's how they play. That's just kind of what they've done. That was their formula for success, no doubt about it, and it led to a state championship for the Ethan Rustlers. Quick recap, we can look at how things kind of ended up throughout the day today. We'll throw up the scores from earlier today as our 7th place game went to Centerville, 53-47 over Coleman Egan. Your consolation champions, Bennett County, defeated Lyman, 58-47. And you fast forward to tonight, and Corsica Stickney was able to get the W over Parkston, avenge an earlier season loss, 65-58. And then the final margin, 48-39. Ethan over Harding County in your state championship. There she is, Rachel Clark, one of the 3 seniors for Ethan, cutting down the nets. Lisa, thank you so much. Appreciate all the help. Great stuff as always.
Great for having me. This has been a blast. We talked about day 1 that this was going to be 3 days of really good basketball.
And it's been a lot of fun. You get to call it here in your old stomping grounds, too.
Yeah.
That's actually a little extra special, maybe. So.
Yeah, and you get to sleep in your own bed.
That was really nice, actually. We'll head to Aberdeen next week. For the guys in the back, Christensen, our executive producer here, if you will, and all the guys on the camera and in the back room that keep us going, we thank you so much. Again, thank you for being a part of it. Class B Girls State Basketball Tournament action. Please travel safe out there. Sounds like the snow is coming in. You can wave goodbye, Lisa, up there on camera. See you next weekend in Aberdeen. I'm Brad DeBeer from First Bank and Trust in Arena for SD PB Sports. Have a great night, everybody.